Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to our first version 4.6 Gems of War stream. So of course I'm still kind of on vacation, my friend's still over, but he's currently at a gun range at the moment. And I'm personally not a huge fan of guns, so figured I might as well just stream for a little bit while he's doing that. It's like three things that guys like that I never really understand. Guns, cars, and sports. All three of which I really do not care about. But he doesn't really have guns in Scotland that much since, yeah, it's not really as big of a thing there as it is in America. So he's just at a gun range right now. And for that time, yeah, I figured it'd be a good time just to stream, answer some questions with version 4.6, and just kind of grind it out a bit. So, of course, a couple days ago, we ended up getting the version 4.6 patch. This ends up bringing in mostly the new medals that you see all over here that we can then grind within the new format of Explorer. Basically, just go to any Explorer that has a 20% Mythstone bonus, do it to the highest difficulty that you currently can. Oh, apparently I still have this at mini-boss. Perfect. I will be going over some teams and things to upgrade. As far as current things, basically any of the instant kill teams are generally the go-to ones. I still haven't made up too many of them yet, but things like Mang into Queen Jezebel, things like Mang into Skull Spam, things like anything into Iron Gut, stuff like that are generally going to be your go-to teams. You can also try doing Infinite Truffle, though I think that might be a little bit too slow for these. I haven't actually bothered messing with it yet, but doing it with the Doom Weapon, I guess, would be a little bit better pacing. Other than that, if you still want to do it at low level, you can still do Sunbird stuff at 1, 2, and 3. You can still do Soul Farming at 1, 2, and 3. You can also still do the Rowan team at 1, 2, and 3. So the normal stuff that you would use for Explorer are still applicable if you want to go and grind Vault at a quicker rate. Of course, doing it at these higher rates like we are right now, or at these higher difficulties, will be slower than Explorer normally would be, but you'd be getting a lot better farming rates at the new resources. Also, one other thing that happened today, which I believe they accidentally released a little bit early, however it was supposed to come out today, and that is the Mech gnome. I've only gotten 2 drops from it so far, if I'm not mistaken, and one of them was a 12 arcane drop trait stone. So the Mech gnome is actually not too bad. It has like impervious and everything, and I believe like 25% reduction on skulls, but the most noteworthy thing is that it drops ingots, and it drops ingots at an actual useful rate. I was expecting it to be like a really useless rate, but I got a 4 mythic arcane, or not arcane, whatever the stones are called, the ingots, the 4 mythic ingots from one of its drops. But the more important thing is I got a 12 epic ingot from one of its drops. I'm not sure how common it is, or what is full difficult, or what his full drop table is, but yeah, seems pretty decent nonetheless. 12 epic ingot, if you can get that like 1 in every, even 10 drops, that wouldn't even be too bad. If that's like 1 in 5, that's even way better. But anyways, hello everyone. Hello Jonathan. Hello C Brown. Hello Vladimir. Hello Durade. Hello Neil. Hello Leet. I know, yeah, we weren't really supposed to be streaming right now, but since he's not around at the moment, figured why not. Hello Supplement. Hello Leet Gaming. Hello Haley, and hello Vladimir. The stream will be a little bit short though, probably for about an hour. Not sure how long it's gonna take him. He's gonna message me about when he comes back. He's probably just gonna be Ubering back. So, anyways, we got 90 myth stones there. That'll allow us to go do our little boss thingy, and then we can just go and hopefully get some good stones. Also, one thing to keep in mind, if you do accidentally end up triggering a boss while you are farming a kingdom, so let's say, for example, I've been meaning to cover a video on this too. Still a lot of stuff I need to cover videos for, but let's say, for example, that you are currently doing Explore normally because you want to go and accumulate as many gnomes as possible. So you're currently farming, let's say, on difficulty 2. So you just keep spamming difficulty 2 over and over again. But you finally have enough shards to go do a boss. Instead of doing the boss on that lower difficulty, what you can actually do is, if you accidentally went all the way and did those 4 battles and, you know, basically just did a battle all the way up to the mythic battle on a lower difficulty, like difficulty 2, what you can go do is go do the difficulties or go through on difficulty 12 or any high difficulty that you can do in a different kingdom, and then go use your shards there. You don't have to use your shards immediately once you reach a mythic room. If you reach a mythic room and you have enough shards, but you then just go do a different kingdom on a higher difficulty, and then you go back to that other kingdom without enough shards, it will just go away. So you can end up doing that to not do the mythic battle in order to essentially dodge it, in order to do it for the higher rate. Since obviously if you're doing Explore on one of the lower few difficulties, you're obviously not necessarily going to be getting much tokens, but you can simply go and go through an entire other kingdom and use those shards there instead. and just not do it for the lower rarity one. And you can just keep doing that over and over again. You're not going to be getting battles as often if you're just doing Explore normally, or, you know, the previous normally on, like, difficulty 1, 2, or 3. But you'd still be able to get them. It's about probably, like, a sixth of the rate, but you'd still be able to get them, and then just use them at a higher difficulty later. Well, so grab that boss chest. And what do we get? Another Arachnia. I need a lot more Arachnias. Arachnias give us extra attack. I need those Arachnias so we can actually go get enough badges to actually go and have 3 attack badges. So right now, I still do not have a single legendary medal. I kind of need this because that'd be 20% mana start. This does not stack with other mana starts. However, it's still a nice utility to have. Other than that, I still have no magic badges or medals yet. I still need one more of those. I got like 2 of the mythic ones like almost immediately. Yeah, I haven't seen a single one since. Like I was going through it and got like a mythic one, and then like not even an hour later got another mythic one, and then I haven't seen a single one since. They've been very elusive, but we're getting there. And so far the only token I used was one single rare to upgrade what's his name for the video. What's his name? But you can forget his name now. Wow. Tagraki. He has a weird name, that's why I forgot about it. Yeah, the only thing I bothered upgrading is Tagraki. But things do get like that new little icon there. I've even checked PvP much to see how many people actually have these things. But it's gonna be a while before you do it on higher rarity troops. Honestly, I'd only really advise doing it on commons, rares, and ultra rares at the moment. Is because it is very unlikely that you would end up getting on higher rarity stuff. Because you'd either have to percent chance it or it'll just take forever to farm it up. Also, I'm probably just going to dodge that for now in order to farm gnomes a bit more. I don't think we need pet food too much, and that's not a pet we need copies of. Also, I have yet to get a single Vault Key this event, by the way. I have grinded probably about an hour so far this event, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere around there. Haven't had much time, obviously. But anyways, let's keep going. Let's just go keep doing kingdoms that we need. So get our 20% Mythstone bonus, go take it on 12, and just tear them apart. Yeah, it is a very slow process to obtain tokens. It's definitely going to be a long-term thing. It's going to take upwards of 3,000 hours to upgrade every troop in the game. Probably even longer than that. Unless they add more methods to do so into the future. As it currently stands, it's somewhere upwards of 3,000 hours. If I'm not mistaken, it actually takes longer to gold every single troop in the game than it does to level 100 every single hero class in the game. And that already takes a pretty substantial amount of time. Let's see, how many hero classes are there? Well, there'll eventually be 32. What's the math on that? I did the math on it earlier. What's 32 times, let's say 40? Like a really slow rate. 32 times 40, even at a slower rate. Yeah, it only takes 1,280 hours to clear out, all hero classes to 100. Whereas this will take at least 3 hours, which is like 2.5 more than that at minimum. It's gonna take a long while. What do I think of the flash offer? Flash offer is pretty nice. Isn't it like 3 vault keys and 50 gems for like $2 or something? It is super good. Probably the best flash offer they've ever had. It seems very tempting. But yeah, for like 10 bucks, it's 250 gems and 15 vault keys, right? Somewhere around there. Yeah, it seems rather enticing. I'm personally not going to be going for it. But it does seem like pretty decent value. You do want to go for it. Also, sorry that I missed some chat. Let me go back some. Let's see, your go-to team for level 12? Sure, go check it. I need more team ideas for higher level stuff anyways. I'm considering making, the main other one I was thinking of using or showing is a Mang plus Yasmin team, which is still one I don't have saved yet. That was just a negative effect thing. I think I already recorded the thing related to that. But just in case, let me paste this here. Why won't it let me paste? Also, what's quick kill here? Nothing upscales in this team. It's not a bad team. It's not really something I would use for difficulty 12, though, I don't think. Actually, I haven't really been timing what my cycle is per thing. I should probably could do that, actually. What is my time cycle? Did I start this one yet? No, I haven't. Okay, let me go do this and time the entire thing. I don't think I've timed a single one yet. Let me start doing that. Continue. Wait, we chose our difficulty. Let's just time it from the very first battle. Also, hello, Gothic. Hello, WoW. Hello, Gem Master. Let's see, you're a newbie. What's the best team to try and construct? No mythics level 100. For what specifically? I would say when you're first starting out, you probably want to start with a Mountain Crusher off of Hero into Titan Hero class that you get from Stormheim all the way in top right. And just combine that with whatever damage sources you have and just kind of go from there. Some pretty decent early game damage sources are Elwyn from Pan's Veil, Rowan from Forest of Thorns, Azura from Merlantis, and combining those with whatever else you might have laying around is a good way to just start. So if you haven't done those few kingdoms, particularly Merlantis and definitely Stormheim for Titan, and Forest of Thorns for Rowan, just to kind of get you started with a pretty decent team setup, and just kind of go from there until you get better options for natural drops. Those are 100% consistent drops. Let's see. Hello, Xerxes. Good morning. A while back you mentioned that soul farming was going to get a buff. Has it been implemented? Yes. You can soul farm off of... I can't show it right here because I already chose my difficulty. But you can soul farm off of low difficulty within Explore now. They basically brought back the really weak battles, so you could just do it on difficulty 1, 2, or 3. All 3 of these ridiculously weak battles that you can now go and soul farm on. So this is basically like what challenges were before as far as how difficult they were. And these are basically like how difficult Explore was previously. So you can just go and farm with like a Dragon Soul team and just farm up souls very quickly through this, while also simultaneously gaining gold. It is ever so slightly weaker than how it was way back. However, it's quicker than it was previous patch. So technically it was a buff, though it's still technically slightly slower than it was before. However, you're getting gold, and you're also getting technically some tokens along the way, since you're getting some myth stones towards tokens. But yeah, farming these lower 1, 2, or 3 difficulty Explore battles is where you would do soul farming from now on. It'd also be a great place to do gnome farming, since these would also be ridiculously quick battles, since all of these would win pretty much instantly with a single cast, or a couple casts if you're going, you know, soul farming Dragon Soul route. But anyways, let me go bring up the timer, or actually already is. Let me go time out how long this takes after I read through the rest of chat. Hello, Stardom Cat. Hello, Avera. Hello, Chad. And if anyone else has any other questions, feel free. This is a great time to ask questions, as this will probably be my only stream I'll be doing for the next week or so. I'll try to fit another one in if I can, but of course I still have company over, so really hard to fit it in. I don't want to be rude, but since he's not here at the moment, I figured why not. Let's see. Do you think farming at level 2 is more worth it this weekend? Yes. Farming at level 1, 2, and 3, if you're just hunting for gnomes and that's your main concern, 1, 2, and 3 are the main locations you want to do it in. I'm personally going to just be sticking with difficulty 12 just because I need more tokens so I can show them for videos. Particularly, I need to make sure I have like 3 medals of each very soon. So it's probably going to be a little while since I won't be able to grind that much the next week or so. But once I finally get back around the 27th, 28th or so, we are going to grind so hard on this new medal system. But yeah, this weekend's a really great time. I won't have as much time to do it, unfortunately. But if you have some free time this weekend, these next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, are going to be great days to go and farm up the new medals. This came in, since you'll also simultaneously be able to get gnomes along the way. Yeah, double Truffle is probably going to be pretty decent. I haven't bothered messing with it yet because I haven't actually timed it out, but we can go time it out. We have a timer up, so might as well go see how that compares to this. I feel like this team that I'm currently using would be slightly better once we get the attack medals. However, once we get the magic medals, Truffle is going to be so devastating with plus 12 magic automatically. Hello, Matt. Hello, Stealth. Let's see. Is King Salinas cute? Do you think he is cute? Yes, King Salinas is definitely cute. Not the cutest troop in the game, though. He's not that useful for much, though. He's only really good for wild folk. But anyways, let me go get the timer going. Should be good. We'll just time it from there. So if I had to guess, I believe the cycle time is 7 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I was like somewhat timing it earlier, and it seems like it's 7 to 8 minutes per cycle, approximately. But really, this depends how lucky our Iron Gut wants to feel. Once we get slightly higher attack, and he has over a 50% chance, it'll be a bit nicer. But he still has a little ways to go until I have that. Luckily, he got his Devourer there, and then we just keep going from there. Hello, Neil. Hello, Captain. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Stealth. Yeah, I haven't changed my profile icon on here ever. I think I've been using the same one the entire time. Got it like years ago. We'll maybe eventually get more art for the channel. That battle took under a minute. The Explore ones normally take under a minute. Also depends on the kingdom. This kingdom's slightly annoying because it has that 100% revive troop, which could definitely slow you down. Generally, you do want to avoid some of the slower kingdoms. However, you eventually have to just take them because you run out of good options for kingdoms. You eventually get stuck with the really bad ones. And this is one of the slightly bad ones, because it has a couple troops that can be really annoying from a time perspective. So there's not much that has a mean to devour in this kingdom, at least, if nothing else. But that can be easily outdone with Curse. is why we have Curse. That's pretty much the whole reason Mirage Queen is even in this team. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. You could also just go to Zugoff route, but I felt like that'd be a little bit too slow, especially without a 20% mana start. A 20% mana start actually would help a team like this, but I think 4 attack might actually benefit him more. I'm not even sure. We'd either go 3-4 attacks or 2-4 attacks with a 20% start. And that's also something else to consider once we finally start getting all the medals, is what on earth you do for medal build for every single team. I'm not sure if I will next Monday video, but 2 Monday videos from now, I'll probably start mentioning the medal build for every single team on Monday videos and stuff like that. Just because by then, most people would probably have some amount of medals, and they are pretty relevant. It's kind of like setting banner and hero class in a way. It is global though, kind of like how hero classes used to be. So unfortunately, you can't currently set medals per team. However, the medal build you build is pretty relevant depending on your team. Obviously, things like Rowan you'd want to give armor. Things like Iron Gut you'd want to give attack. Some other teams you might want to give like 20% mana start while giving them 8 magic, or simply just give them 12 magic. Or in other cases, you might want to give them 80 cleanse or 120% cleanse. Or, you know, it's not actually 120%, it's more like 80. But, you know, 3 40% or 2 40%. But yeah, it really just depends on the team and what you're facing, on what the medal build is. There's quite a few of them. I did a video going over just a triple Cedric one, because it's one of the easier to obtain good medal builds. But there's quite a bit better ones than that. Just they are relatively hard to obtain because you need like legend and mythic things for them, for most of them. Or they're really team dependent. Like obviously a triple armor would be pretty good for Rowan, 24 extra armor, 48 extra damage. However, most other teams wouldn't really benefit much from having that much armor. I guess a Tesla team would also get a decent amount of buff, and maybe a Tina team. That's about it as far as the armor buff. Relatively bad one. But it still helps. What is the global medals for? They're for giving you extra stats. You have 3 global medal slots, and these give you stats across every single battle that you do, with the only exception being arena, of course. But it basically just gives you a bunch of stats for various battles. For Guild Wars, for PvP, for raids, for invasions, for delves, for absolutely anything you want it to use it for. It's also the feature I was talking about that would end up making delves easier, since you'll be able to get not only a bunch of cleanse, so you don't have to worry about stats effects, but you could also get like extra magic if you need, or extra HP if you need, or whatever else. Also, keep in mind, they are going to be adding more badges into the future. The current badges that they have are just what they're starting out with. However, as more updates come around, particularly probably mini patches, they'll be adding more into the game. It's kind of like what they did with delves, where we ended up having a relatively average amount of delve rooms. But then over time, they kept adding more and more delve rooms. And that's basically what's going to be happening with medals. Initially, we have a very few amount of medals, only 6, 1 per rarity. However, as time goes on and more updates go by, they're going to be adding more of them. And they won't be too hard to really go get back, because there's not going to be too many per category for like the global ones. And for upgrading purposes, you can just scrap away whatever ones you have excess of. So it's not going to be too hard to get new medals once they actually do come out. Though it's going to be almost like what it is right now. Like, as hard it is to get all 3 of each medal right now is about how hard it will be to get 3 of each medal going forward whenever they add new ones. Maybe slightly harder just because there's more in the drop table. But I will say exactly how they start implementing them going forward. But the medals that currently exist are not the total amount of medals we're ever going to have. You will probably be seeing more within the very near future. Probably even next patch might even bring in more. Definitely 2 patches from now. Like when they do 5.0, because I believe 5.0 is 2 patches from now. Next patch is likely another patch right before the holidays, probably early December or so. And then the next patch after that will probably be 5.0 as the first patch next year. That isn't confirmed, but it does seem about what they're going to be doing. But we'll find out as time gets closer. Let's see. Also, thank you, Zach, for your subscribe. Much appreciated. Let's see. How are you instantly using spells like Mountain Crusher? Oh, I'm using controller. Currently a Switch controller, actually, a little Joy-Con thing. But if you set up any controller and have an A input on it, all you have to do is just spam click the A, and it'll auto cast things like spells. It makes it pretty convenient since it helps save quite a bit of time. But yeah, whenever I'm farming or grinding out stuff, I normally use this. Oh, apparently I already started this one. Interesting. Oh, oops, I forgot to stop the timer. But yeah, it took about 6 minutes, plus we had the Mythic battle. So yeah, about 7 or 8 minutes, because that was without the Mythic battle. But yeah, that's about what I thought it was. 7 to 8 minutes per cycle. That makes sense. Let's even just say 8 minutes. I think we could eventually get it down to 1 per minute, though, which would make it a total of 6 minutes. I feel like most of mine are closer to 7 or 8 minutes, though, per cycle. Okay. Oh, what do we want here? Let's go get a Mountain Crusher. Let's see. Oops, I missed some chat. 3 Cedrics on Guild War, easy win. You can use more aggressive teams. Yeah, you no longer need to really worry about freeze anymore, unless they run both stun and freeze. It would be very rare. But, yeah, stats effects are going to be a lot easier to deal with from now on. We might even need to revamp some of our defend teams. Also, thank you, Psycholord, if you subscribe. Much appreciated. If anyone slows down to questions, now would be the time. Because it's probably our only stream for, like, the next week or so, so... That would be the best possible time if you have any questions about 4.6 or anything else. What is the new class in the new class trial? Good question. I actually didn't bother looking up, to be honest. I'm trying to think of what it was. I believe it's Blade of the Lands hero class, if I'm not mistaken. Last I recall, it's going to be useless if that is the Blade of the Lands hero class. They might be tweaking it before it gets released, but last I checked on it, it is going to be a pretty bad hero class. Maybe not the absolute worst in the game, but pretty far down there. If they don't end up adjusting it prior to then, it's pretty much a hero class that you can almost just ignore, other than just upgrading it for kingdom upgrade purposes. But the actual usefulness of the hero class seems relatively bad. But yeah, Blade of the Lands hero class, which is somewhat relevant because that means we get an extra magic off of Blade of Lands, if it is indeed a Blade of Lands hero class, because that means we'll get like 11, 12 star or so, maybe even 13 star off of the Blade of Lands kingdom, which is of course a magic kingdom. So why do you give a troop a medal specifically when you can make it global? Well, initially you shouldn't really be making it global. When you're first grinding for this first initial week or so, you're most likely keeping a good majority of your medals for global purposes, because you want to keep ideally 3 of every single medal type. So whatever medal type you have, especially once they start adding more of specific rarities, you want to keep 3 medals of each one, ideally, in most situations. Kind of like how you keep at minimum 4 copies of each troop, even once you get them all the way maxed out. But after that, you can go and start using them for troop upgrades. And the reason you'd want to use it for troop upgrades is because you can only have 3 global spots. So you can't just keep slotting stuff in. You only have 3 slots. So once you start getting like your 4th or 5th medal of a certain kind, you're going to want to start using it for upgrading your troops, since you can't actually put them into your slots. But yeah, initially, for like the first week of grinding or so, like a good majority of your medals are just going to be going towards global slots, just to have them as options for global slots. But once you have more of 3 of every single badge, you could start, or every single medal, I mean, you could start actually putting them into troops to upgrade them. Not using Zugoff? I haven't actually tested the time on if it's quicker with Zugoff. I personally just been going down the Iron Gut method. But yeah, you can use Zugoff in this team. You would either replace out Mirage Queen or you'd replace out Apothecary. I feel like in this instance, you'd almost just replace out Mirage Queen just for Zugoff. The main thing I wanted to wait for until I started testing Zugoff in this team was 20% mana start. I still need, I believe, 3 more legendary tokens before I can do it. 2 or 3 more, I forget how many. But once I have that, I'll probably use it, because that means I can start Zugoff with... normally, Zugoff currently has no method to start with extra mana, for the most part. However, once we get the medal, we'll be able to start him with 20%, which is what? That's either 6 or 7 mana. I'm not sure how it rounds. I'm pretty sure it's 6. But we'll be able to start Zugoff with 6 mana, which normally he'd be able to only start with 0. It'll be kind of interesting to see how that pans out. It's not going to be too huge a difference, but that means his mana cost, assuming it's 6, would only end up being a 26, right? They did the math right? Yeah, 26. So I'll have a 26 mana cost, essentially, instead of a 32. At least for his first cast anyways. But for battles like these, he's probably only going to need a cast once. Maybe twice at absolute most. Because you only really need to use him to get rid of things that have immune to Devour. Anything that Zugoff can't clean. Which, depending on the kingdom, could be a lot more. But hopefully mostly just do it in kingdoms where there aren't too many. Like, obviously, one of the biggest ones you really have to avoid if you're using the Iron Gut method is KZL. KZL, almost everything in the kingdom is immune to Devour. Because dwarves all have immune to Devour, and almost the entire kingdom is dwarf. You have to be a little bit careful with stuff like that. But, yeah, that'd be an instance where Mirage Queen would be actually better than the Zugoff in it. you're riding the Medal of Anu, it's actually making a high difference. Yeah, it definitely can. If you're normally using stuff that has 0% mana start, 20% mana start is pretty hefty. It's still not too huge of a bonus, but it's compared to 0%, it's pretty decent. I was testing it some during the beta. I have yet to do it on the live version yet, though. But it's definitely pretty nice. It doesn't stack, though, so if you have like 2 of them, it's still 20%. And you can't stack it with 50% or 75s or anything like that. It's just simply a 20% for troops that have 0. Do Mythstones bonus clear after every explore? Excuse me, yes. Once you complete out an explore in a kingdom, it'll get rid of the 20% bonus. I believe you can even deliberately move it if you want to. If you do a battle and retreat from it, I believe you can actually move the bonus. I haven't tried doing this yet. That would actually be a pretty good idea. Hold up, 1 second. Let me go try moving the bonus off of KZL. This is like the worst place. That's not what I want. Okay, let me go do a battle. Click continue. Click fight. I'm going to deliberately retreat. I want to see if this actually removes the bonus. I haven't actually tried doing this yet. Oh, never mind. We're winning this battle. Hold up. We're going to do one battle first. I can't pass up a glory gnome. Well, that changed that plan quickly. That is a lot of glory. Yeah, as I mentioned on the Monday video, great week to farm glory. Well, I guess we're playing this out. Fail. Not what I wanted to do, but I guess we're playing out at least one battle. Let's see. Well, let me go test on a different kingdom then, since we already started this one. The only problem is, like I mentioned, almost every single thing in this kingdom has immune. I have to cast Mirage Queen before I can start doing Iron Gut. Let's see. Okay, we'll do that. I'm gonna actually just let that die to skulls, I think. Get an Apothecary there. Grab ourselves an Iron Gut over there. What else do we need? Load everything. And dead. What do we get from the Glory Gnome? Volkey? I still haven't gotten a single Volkey. Oh, I'll need 200 Glory. Okay, let me go chest that at a different kingdom then. Since we already started this one. Golvini is okay. Let's see. Yeah, let me turn off the little beepy thing. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just mesh the game real quick. Finally got to shooting range. There we go. Okay. Anyways, where was I? I was gonna go and repick one of these. Center Mirage could be slightly annoying, I guess. Actually, I haven't done a single one here yet. Let me go see if we can actually exploit it this way. It's not really an exploit, but I'm pretty sure you can repick the 20% by doing this. I don't think it counts as an exploit. What you can do is fight a battle. I'm not sure if this actually works, but I believe you can fight a battle, retreat, and then it'll say, do you want to end? And then you say yes. And I think that resets 20%? No, it doesn't. Okay. You actually have to complete it out, so you can't actually exploit it. Aha! Okay, so you actually do have to play it out. My bad. That's slightly annoying. So I'm not sure if there is a method to really repick it then. I think I could afford to skip one glory gnome. No, we cannot. That's what we need to get mythics off of. How else are we going to get mythics if we run out of gem keys and every other resource we own? Yeah, I think we can afford to skip some. Yeah, I won't be able to farm this event too much. Like, the time I'm playing right now is, like, all the time I'll be playing for, like, the rest of this weekend for the most part. Oh, I forgot. We were in this really weird kingdom. This kingdom is super bad for this team. I might as well just change to a different team. It'd be a good time to actually test a different team since this kingdom is, like, so anti-Iron Gut. Let's see. I'm going to do this because we actually get green out of it. We'll do that. Oh, wait. Why did I do it for green? I need blue. Why did I do it that way? Fail. Never mind. That's fine. Let me just go do that. Get a thing there. Now we can actually go and devour them all and be good to go. As long as it doesn't kill the thing. Oh, it kind of did. Oh, we didn't even get a devour there. We might actually lose this battle. Luckily, you're allowed to lose the explore battles. However, you're not allowed to lose the boss battle nor the mythic battle. The mini boss and the I don't think I ended up mentioning this on the video. It's actually a pretty important bit of info. But if you lose an explore battle, it does not reset all of your explore battles. However, if you lose a mini boss or a mythic boss, it does lose you. In the case of the mini boss, it makes it start all the way back to normal. So you have to go do another 4 explore battles and then do another midi boss before you can get your myth stones. So it makes it so you don't get your myth stones and you don't get another try. And with the mythic bosses, it ends up using your myth stones and you don't end up getting the tokens. So you have to be really careful not to lose on the mythic boss battles and the wow, why did I just forget what it's called? The mythic boss battles and the mini boss battles. You have to make sure you try not to lose on. But on the explore battles, it actually doesn't matter. We could lose this and then still just play it again. I wonder if you could re-roll gnomes that way too. I'm pretty sure you can't. Because I know it allows you to re-roll these battles. Let's say, for example, we just really hated this composition. We can go and retreat. Say, would you like to end your current explore run? Say no. And we still have, as you can see, 2 out of 4. However, if you do that on mini boss, you will not get your shards, and it'll start you back at 0. And if you do this on the mythic boss, you will not only lose 100 shards, but you also won't get your tokens. That's like the worst battle to ever lose, is the mythic boss thing there. Your opinion about raising EXP for higher level explorer? That would be nice if they did. I don't think they will though. Like, it would be nice if difficulty 7 and higher gave 2 EXP instead of 1, because they take longer than PvP sometimes. Or, you know, they're taking like a mini each for the most part. So it'd be nice if it gave 2 XP. I'm not sure if they're going to change that though. And for the most part, they're so difficult, you're probably using a proper hero class, and then that you already have maxed. Anyways, let me go make a new team. I want to go try a Queen Isabel team. I keep mentioning this, but I haven't used it a single time. And it is, I've used it in the past. I just haven't used it for this before. It's Mang, Queen Isabel, and behind we could pretty much just put a bunch of mana accumulation. That's not what I wanted. What on earth did I say apothecary? I wanted a leprechaun actually. Leprechaun, and there's one other option. What are we still missing color-wise? A yellow? What's a good yellow that synergizes with this? Iron Gut, go! I guess we technically could. Actually, we could. We could even do that with Earth's Fury instead of Mang, if we really wanted to. What other yellows do we have as options that would work good for this? Oh yeah, we have probably Empower options. Do we have Empower to green? What's a good upscaling yellow that isn't Iron Gut? I guess worst comes to worst, we could just use Iron Gut. Divine Spala for skulls. Oh yeah, we could do something that does skulls. Your convert again? Oh, yeah, green to yellow. Oh no, we wouldn't want to get rid of green. The problem? You give extra attack, but based on armor. But we don't really need Lightstorm at all with this team. Forest Guardian wouldn't be horrible. You actually convert to green, and you have some skull spam on you. You know what? We actually will go Forest Guardian. I think there's a little bit of a skull option. But we could use one of the Empower skulls as well. Might end up working. What is the other one? Not the one that converts away green. What's the one that converts away yellow or whatever it was? Not you. Or where's the red purple one? Where's the red purple skull converter thing? There it is. It also gives attack to first slot. Okay, we'll just roll with that and keep it in the last slot. And just set our banner to an anti-yellow. We'll give this a shot. It's relatively cheap too. Queen Isabel is the only hard to obtain thing from the entire team. What do we want for banner though? I almost want to go on Jezebel. Because once we get our first Mang, we don't really need much on it. That's fine. Rename to level 12, or let's see. Explore, no Mythic. That doesn't fit, does it? There we go. Explore, no Mythic. Okay, should be fine with that. Let's go see how this does. Give it a shot. 2 times Leprechaun? We could. There's no penalty to it. Let's see how this functions. So we go Leprechaun immediately. Ideally, that would give us all the way to Mang. Now we have all the way to Mang. Oh, also you should set your Titan to Enrage if you're doing this. Forgot to do that. Not too big a deal. It does help. Okay. I guess it's not too big a deal because you can just use Queen Isabel's thing to hit through. But yeah, now we just do this. We can technically even double up on Queen Isabel too. But then that would require 2 copies of her instead of 1, which would make the team more expensive. But it would still work. We'll go Mang it again. Another explosion. And we just do this. Get a poke. Matter that it pokes us back. Kill us. And dead. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works with Queen Isabel. And that uses no mythics. Actually, the whole team's pretty easy to get other than Queen Isabel. If only you get another Mythic boss and complete, you still have leftover shards. Yeah, you should almost always have leftover shards when you're doing them. You're almost never not going to have leftover shards. And they do carry over. Especially if you're doing the higher difficulties. What do we do here? Also, you can start and explore in literally every single explore. Kind of like how you can start with kingdoms and have a kingdom delay. You can do the exact same thing with the shards. And just do a shard delay. Where you can basically start every single kingdom's explore. Do it almost to full completion and then just start completing them all out. Yeah, we'll do this. Get our hit. Full Leprechaun. I don't think we want to cast it yet. Unfortunately, we lost our one skull spammer. All we need now is skull into skull, and then we win. There's one to two skulls, and there's the other one. There we go. Nice little lucky cascade. And let's finish this out. Also, let me switch back to Enrage. We're doing it this way. This does work a lot better with Enrage. There we go. Alright, let's give this another shot. You don't think Tastic can see? If anyone wants the text reference guide to explore, it's on your usual website. Quicker to find stuff than searching a video. What did you end up posting there? Let's see. Harpy Mage would be nice for the Brownstorm. It would. The only problem is it doesn't get full in power. It has 75% mana start, which is nice, but we'd have to waste a turn to go get it mana. Is the only big concern with that. Compared to getting it immediately, we'd probably want to get it immediately. Also, did you just kill our Mang? That's one really big issue with this team. If we lose Hero, we basically lose. Which is not nice. Whereas the other team, it didn't actually matter if we lost Hero. Ooh, losing that's also a pretty big liability. Still gonna go for that. We'll get a kill, but we need more protection, otherwise that happens. Rip. Well, this is why we don't use this team. At least as often. Oh, that was for the Mythic thing, too. Hey, I think that was the first Mythic one I actually lost. Fail. I think it was. First one ever. Rip. That's why I stick with Iron Gut. Yeah, that's a bit of a liability, because you lose your hero, you lose the entire battle. It's a nice, cheap team. I don't think I would bother using it, though. Unless I absolutely had to. And that's one weird kingdom where I just keep avoiding it just because it's such a bad kingdom. Oh, no, it's not too bad of a team. It's just, you're placing a lot of liability on your hero. Because your hero dies, you lose. And they can, like, 3-shot you in that battle. Maybe even 2-shot you, depending on your stats. Gotta be really careful. Whereas in this kind of battle, it doesn't actually matter as much. Well, I guess, technically, we still lose this battle if our Iron Gut goes down. If we're not using the Zugoff version. I want to try the Zugoff version soon, but as I mentioned earlier, I want to have 20% mana before I start testing it. I'm pretty close to getting it, if we get lucky on some of these shard things. But I'm still not all the way there yet. The Explore on lower difficulties is pretty much the same. It's just the higher difficulties. It's kind of like really hard pet battles in a way. Truffle's probably one of the safer things that you can use for low rarity. I might just end up showing that for the video. I'll probably still show the Mang version just because. But, Truffle's probably the safest low rarity team you can get away with. If you're looking for a low rarity team. Just standard Truffle with Forest Guardian, double Truffle, and then Hero either using the Doom Blade, which I believe is still in Soulforge this week, or using it with any other doomed weapon or just a cleanse option. But then again, you probably don't need cleanse. Now the tokens of Cedrix exist. But, you know, some kind of damaging option off your hero there. Oh, another Badger Guard. Not really that useful of one, but still some nonetheless. Let's see. So where were we farming? Why do we have so much excess shards right now? Was I farming in one? I feel like I should have had one of these all the way up already. We have that many extra shards right now. Weird. Or did we actually get shards from this and then we... Not sure. But I feel like we have such an excess of shards right now. We have 126 yet, no kingdom that can use it. Weird. Anyways, let's go do, I guess, Golvania. That's not too bad of one to go devour out. Should be good to go. You're a bit disappointed they killed the flow of Explorer, where Explorer you can always just click next battle. Yeah, they did kill the flow, unfortunately. You can't just spam click it anymore. It is slightly disappointing, especially when using a controller. It's even more annoying because no longer can you just like keep spamming the little button thing. So they did finally change the loop of Explorer to be slightly different. It's more rewarding in most situations. However, they did break the loop. It does make it slightly slower as well. Not too big a deal, but it probably wastes a few seconds each cycle. It does let you spam, I believe, when you're doing the 4 battles. However, when you're doing the mini boss, you can't spam, and when you're choosing difficulty, you can't spam. When you're doing the mini boss, you can't spam because of that little message that they have. And I believe the mythic thing you also can't spam. But the rest of it you still can, like the 4 explorers. Just everything else you can't. Like right now, I believe we're on our next explorer. I'm just gonna keep spamming the button. I'm pretty sure it goes right into the next one. Yeah, it does. So the 4 explorers are still normal. It's everything else that doesn't let you spam through anymore, though. Which does waste a small amount of time. But the normal explorers, it still lets you. At least for the 4 battles. But the problem is there's no way to do, like, infinite anymore. You have to do them 4 at a time. You can't just keep doing those infinitely. Though they are weaker than they normally are. Unlike before, where those battles could be as high as Legendary or Mythic. They are now always Epic Rarity or below. Like this battle right here can never be above Epic Rarity. Every single thing we'll see here is always Epic or below. Obviously their Ascension is Mythic. But you know, their actual base rarity is Epic or below. What I mean by that. He doesn't have Devour, does he? Okay, good. For a second I thought that wasn't a Devour option. That would have been awful. Yeah, it would be nice if they added an endless explore option again. Kind of weird that they completely removed it. Like, obviously you can still do explore endlessly, but there's not like a normal game mode explorer where you can do it endlessly. You have to always go do the mini boss and then the mythic boss thing in between the normal explorers. No normal way anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go devour the other 2. We could probably just skull spam the other one. Then again, never mind. I'm gonna have to go and devour him because he's gonna be blocked by a stealthy. Unfortunate. So that means I have to hit him there. Waste our whole ability. So that reminds me, I should get rid of Enrage. I only had Enrage for that one team. That one explosion is better for doing this team because it helps clear the board. It basically acts as a little mini Possessed King. Since we are putting Possessed King on this team. Let me go change the traits back. Manage team. Not what I wanted. Class. Let's see. Skills. What am I looking for? Upgrade. Talents. Explode. There we go. Okay, now it's back to normal. That should help speed it up slightly. Yes, if you lose on a boss battle, you have to start over, and if you lose on a mini boss or a boss battle, you have to start over. And if you lose on a mythic boss battle, you lose your shards and you have to start over. You only get 1 try on the mini boss, and you only get 1 try on the mythic boss. However, on the explorers, you don't have to start over. If you're on 3 out of 4 explorers and you lose your 4th, you still are at 3 out of 4. But if you lose a mini boss or if you lose a mythic boss, you do start all the way over without getting any rewards. So you do have to be careful with that. If anyone else has any other questions, let me know. Hopefully be around for about another hour or so. It'll be like our only stream for the next week or so, so definitely feel free to ask anything you guys have. Related to 4.6 or anything else. As far as difficulties are concerned, I would personally stick with 12 if you are capable of doing it. However, 10 is decent because it still gives the full amount of tokens to slightly less shards. And beyond that, I'm not sure what the next lowest difficulty is that would actually be decent. I guess it might be difficulty 6. Main reason why 10 is somewhat decent is it still gives the full token value, just doesn't have the full Mythstone value. But if you can take on 12, I would say go 12. Essence of Evil, Wild Queen, Leprechaun, and Mirage Queen. Sounds like it would be decent. Pretty hefty on skulls. Seems like I might block green a little bit though. Do you feel War Priest's got a big buff? No, it's still a pretty underwhelming hero class. However, it is the only hero class that naturally has a stun. So in that regard, it technically got better, because stuns in general just got like a billion times better. Most recent patch. Stun is basically the strongest stats effect in the entire game now, for the most part. At least when you're doing player versus player. Because stun is the only thing in the entire game that disables the badge of Cedric. Not even Curse disables it. Only stun specifically. Because it works kind of like a trait, essentially. The badges. Which is why you can't disable the other ones. Because the attack gets applied immediately. All the stats get applied immediately. The Mana Star gets applied immediately. However, the Cedric one keeps applying every single turn. So if you get stunned, it doesn't apply anymore. Yeah, stun is essentially the best stats effect in the game now. Good night, Starlight. Catch you later. Yeah, we'll be streaming normally again in about a week or so. Probably around the 27th or so. 27th, 28th, we'll be back to normal schedule for the most part. So the only slight problem with farming like this is we are getting slightly less gnomes. Also, I do have a redeem code. I haven't handed one out yet. I'll probably do that soon. We'll probably do it once we hit 100 viewers. How about that? We keep getting like so close. I don't think it's gone over yet though. We're at 94 right now. Once we hit 100 viewers, we'll hand out the code. How about that? We'll pull salty. Let's see. Go and take a green there. Get our Devourer. Grab a red over there on the mountain. Any troops you recommend trying to elite first? Sunbird does seem pretty good. Sunbird, Apothecary, any low rarity thing that you're like naturally already using. I also would consider things like Justice, Humility, Bounty Hunter troops to be pretty decent. Because Bounty Hunter you'll use once a month. Every single... you would use it every single... once a month for 3 days for the bounty events. And while that doesn't seem like much, it can help you get through those events quite a bit quicker. And they're actually low rarity stuff that you do tend to use. But other than that, mostly just the core things that you would use as utility troops within your teams, or Humility or Justice, because Humility and Justice are both really great options. I'm trying to think of a few other ones that are like really, really high up there. Obviously, Apothecary, while it doesn't gain much of a benefit from being upgraded, it is one that you do tend to use quite a bit as far as lower rarity stuff. And any of like the Empower ones that are ultra rare, probably as well, like Spirit Fox and stuff, would be quite beneficial to actually use. Then Spirit Fox would, I believe it gains more damage. I should forget what typing it was. That's the other problem, is there's quite a few typings, and some of them gain really bad stats. Like Apothecary only gains HP and armor, but there's some of them that gain like a magic attack and other useful stuff like that. Particularly any of them that gain magic are the most useful ones generally. More often, not always. But in most situations, whichever ones gain magic are going to be the most useful ones to utilize. More often than not, as far as upgrading them. Because when it comes to giving extra stats, that tends to be one of the better stats to give. Well, there are mana generators that would benefit from it, particularly in a Guild War context, because it would be harder to kill them. Yes, they might not gain magic or anything like that, but they do gain survivability. And survivability is still nice. Because you can end up meddling them with so much extra stats that they basically survive one whole extra hit. And being able to survive one whole extra hit in something like Guild Wars definitely isn't bad. When you're really dependent on that mana generator to not die. Yeah, Sunbird is probably my next priority, probably. I'm not sure if I have enough ultra rare things yet to really upgrade it. I probably should, though. I think I can get it up to double upgraded right now. I'm just trying to think of what other low rarity things we might want to go for. I still need to make a video for it, of course. Just like the lowest 3 rarities. But I can go like skim through them real quick and just kind of name off like the main things I would say are probably worth going for. What am I looking for? I'm looking for base rarity. Let me do base rarity and go all the way to the bottom. Okay. So, things that might be worth upgrading. Let's see. Probably not much under commons. Maybe skeleton. He actually gets bonus. I guess it gains a little bit of everything other than magic, which it doesn't really need. I know there are some commons that are pretty decent. Because there's things like loyalty and stuff underneath it. You have things like humility. Humility is insanely good to go get upgraded. Because it having extra HP and armor is actually beneficial to the troop, particularly HP. Because it ends up triggering its trait whenever it gets damaged. And it's normally used in first slot. So giving humility extra stats is actually really, really good. I actually feel tempted to go for it. Unfortunately, it's not really used much in Guild Wars and such, so I'm not sure if I will be. As far as commons, humility is probably one of the absolute best to actually bother spending or things on. Firebomb is obviously a pretty decent one. I don't believe it gains magic, though, unfortunately. No, it does not. So it actually doesn't gain magic or damage, does it? Never mind. So it might not even be worth upgrading then. Because it doesn't actually gain damage from being upgraded. So never mind, scratch that. Dwarven Gate probably wouldn't be too bad. What kind of bonus does it get? Basically it's durability, which doesn't really help it much. But really, humility is the only common that's really good that we've seen so far that would actually benefit. Direwolf wouldn't be too bad, though. Direwolf isn't used too often. But it's considered a striker. Striker is actually one of the better ones because it gains a nice mix of everything while getting a pretty hefty amount of magic. It's one of the better typings actually as far as the stats that they end up getting. Anything that's considered a striker. Oh, that's all the commons. So yeah, as far as commons are concerned, it seems like for sure humility is like the best option. Maybe like Direwolf. Let's see, rares. Valkyrie possibly. I don't think it gains anything too good though. Let me see. Never mind, just gains HP and armor, so scratch that. About as viable as an apothecary upgrade. But even apothecary would probably be slightly better. Obviously, bounty troops that are decent are going to be really good. Raki's probably one of the most noteworthy ones in that regard, because he's not only a striker, which gains some pretty decent benefits, but oh yeah, Bombot wouldn't be too bad to upgrade. Though Bombot's not really used much in the current meta. But yeah, as far as bounty troops, the ones that you use more often, like Tagaraki, are probably going to be pretty decent upgrade, which is why I already started upgrading him. Though bounty did occur, so I'll probably stop trying to upgrade him, just because we won't be needing him for like a whole nother month, so might as well hold off for now. Might as well start upgrading Guild Wars stuff next, as that would be the the thing that'll have more of a near immediate usefulness. Let's see, what's under rare that isn't useless? Feral Hound again for Bounty Hunter would be pretty decent. Paladin, I believe, gains a decent benefit relative to his role. Yeah, he's a striker, so he gets to use both the armor and the magic that he gets. That's not too bad. Anything that's striker tends to get pretty nice bonus. They get a nice little mix of everything. What else would be particularly good? This one was striker, right? Yeah, another striker. Like seriously, almost every single decent one is striker, it feels like. I was using this for Guild Wars, actually, oddly enough. What's its benefits that it gets? This is a really annoying one because all it gains is HP and armor. It's like support ones. Which in most situations isn't really that good. Greed, I don't believe you gain anything good. However, his amount of gold he gains is based on HP. And he does gain magic, HP, and armor, which I guess isn't too bad of a mix. That HP would give him more gold per cast, and that magic would give him more life, is saying, which isn't really going to make too big a difference, though. Let's see. There is not much under rare, other than, like, the bounty troops for the most part. Like, a lot of this you would not need to get upgraded. Oh, Dragatar would probably be pretty decent, particularly earlier in the game. Gains a nice mix of everything as well. A little bit more defensively than the strikers, though, rather than offensively. He's a pretty decent first slot for early game, and also in some dragon teams as a second slot. Oh yeah, Cockatrice. Oh, I should probably go for this. I believe it has the support thing though, which is annoying, but it'll help it live a little bit longer if nothing else. That makes it a little bit more survivable. Okay, so now we're hitting ultra rares. Oh wait, never mind. These are still rare. What am I saying? Let's see. Alchemist, I feel like just has a support one, so it probably doesn't gain much of a benefit. No, it does not. That's not too good. Yeah, in order to be able to give them medals, you need them to be level 20, Mythic, and all traits. It's basically post-level 20. It's post-level 20 leveling for troops is basically what the medals are. Okay, now we're at ultra rares. Wisp probably wouldn't be awful. But also not one of the better ones. What are some of the better ones underneath ultra rare? There should be more underneath ultra rare compared to the other ones. Sunbird is going to be a really huge one. Sunbird ends up gaining a lot. Oh, it doesn't actually gain HP though, but it gains a lot of magic. You'd end up getting 6 additional magic for 6 additional damage onto your Sunbird from getting all the way upgraded, which definitely isn't that bad. I believe Rowan actually gets more of a benefit though, so Rowan might finally be better than Sunbird. It's a little bit more expensive to upgrade it though, but yeah, I believe Rowan does overall gain more damage because I'm pretty sure Rowan gains armor. But anyways, Spirit Fox is going to be a pretty decent one. It gains magic. It also gains some HP, so it'll have more survivability. So, yeah, that'll be pretty decent for the Spirit Fox. Basically 3 additional damage as you get it max. Actually, I'd probably say Spirit Fox is more priority than Sunbird, honestly. Sunbird almost seems like it's going to start falling out of the meta slightly. What else under Ultra Rare? Well, some of these are kind of worth it, but go out of your way for it, probably not. What else is extremely worth it? Leprechaun, maybe? What do you get? No, you just gain extra survivability, so Leprechaun's not going to gain much of a benefit from being upgraded. What else? Goblin Rocket, possibly. He is a striker, so he ends up gaining, like, what, 3? No, 4 additional damage. But Goblin Rocket might actually gain a little bit of a benefit there. I don't feel like he's used too much, though. You know, he's still a decent option. Apothecary is going to be a good one just because it's such a great utility troop. Oh, yeah, Egg Thief. I forgot to check Egg Thief. Oh, it's just a support. Gosh, support's like one of the worst ones because all it gains is a bunch of HP and armor. And what's worse is it gains more armor than HP. It is such a bad typing. And the troops that really like need those stats I don't even think count as support, which is even more annoying. Like the ones that would actually benefit from having a lot of HP and armor, I don't even believe have the support typing, which is really weird. Because the stats they get don't necessarily match up perfectly with what they actually need. Because it's based on their typing, not based on what they actually need as a troop. It is very strange on some troops. Astral Spirit wouldn't be too bad to upgrade just because it counts as Striker. You get extra magic for the initial push for ability. Okay, now we're starting to get into epics. But yeah, anything beyond that, we're starting to get too high a rarity. Because they're going to start costing a lot. But there is really not that many that you'd really go out of your way for. Let me go check Rowan, though, while we're here. Where's Rowan? Rowan. How's alphabetical order work? Let's see. Alphabetical order. Still can't find it. There we go. Don't you gain armor? I hope you do. No, you don't. You just gain pure magic. You have the same problem that Sunbird has. Okay, never mind. So I guess Sunbird isn't that bad to upgrade then. They both have the exact same type, which is somewhat bad because yeah, they don't really gain much of a benefit from just pure magic. But yeah, it's going to be a while before we start doing really high levels. Even though obviously quite a few Mythics would gain a really gigantic benefit from having these kind of extra stats. Unfortunately, it's going to take forever to try getting their things upgraded. Because if you try using smaller metals, you have like a near 0% chance. Plus you have to waste a bunch of souls. It's going to be a while before we can upgrade them. Because really, realistically, you're only going to be using Legendary and Mythic things to upgrade them. Mostly Mythic ones, which take forever to get. I don't even have a single Legendary one, let alone a Mythic one. So, yeah, it's going to take forever to get Mythics up. If you want to do it at 100% chance, which is pretty much the only way I'll be doing it. Yeah, I don't know which one I actually want to upgrade now. I almost want to say Apothecary just because I keep using it. I really just feel like getting Apothecary upgraded. But it doesn't really gain much of a direct benefit is the only problem with that. I guess I could check what I use for Guild Wars. That tends to shift over time. Hey, we're trying to figure out like what I could upgrade that would give me the most amount of benefit. Eventually we'll be needing them for Kingdom upgrades too. So to a degree, we could almost start saving them for that. But there's a lot of things. But anyways, we're at about 100 watchers, 99 right now. Let me go hand out the code. Mentioned that and still didn't hand it out. But here you guys go. Here is the redeem code. He's on gemsawar.com. Read the game code section. There you guys go. Gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Okay, next thing. Let's go back to the grinds. We kind of went through that a little bit. And if anyone still has any other questions or anything I missed, let me know. Let's see. What medals would be best to have in global for upcoming Guild Wars? Probably triple cleanse. That or have some magic on reserve, or even the 20% mana start. The main medals that you generally do want to try getting your hands on pretty soon is at least a medal of Anu for 20% mana start, as that's relevant in some specific situations. Ideally 3 medals of Zeddicus on reserve, so that you can go for super cleanse for when you're up against freeze teams and stuff like that. And ideally at least 1 medal of Nasha. I still don't even have a badge of it yet, but a medal gives +4 magic to all your troops, which is insanely good. A medal would give, a badge would give +1 to all, whereas a medal would give +4 to all. But having at least 1 medal of Nisha before next Guild War would be really useful. You want to, generally by next Guild War, the main 3 that you'd want to have is at least 1 medal of Nisha, 1 medal of Anu, and 3 medals of Zeddicus. Or like the main ones you'd want to have prior to next Guild War. It's not mandatory to have them, but all 3 of those would help quite a bit, quite a lot. And yeah, Guild Wars is right around the corner. It's in... It was this week's event week. It is... Wait, isn't it next week? Hold up. Yeah, never mind. Guild Wars is next week. Right around the corner. I keep forgetting. Time just keeps flying by since I haven't been around. But yeah, what am I saying? Guild Wars is like literally next week, isn't it? It is in starts in like 4 days from now. Starts next Tuesday. Well, technically next Monday, but you know, it doesn't actually start until Tuesday. But yeah, probably next Sunday, not this week's Sunday, but next week's Sunday, I'll probably be streaming all 6 Guild Wars on the exact same day. Oops, I meant to hit yellow. Luckily that was still an extra turn. But yeah, next week's Sunday, I'll probably do all 6 Guild Wars on next Sunday night. And just do one big welcome back stream. Well, technically I'm streaming now, but you know, once I finally get back from this. Well, technically I'm already here, but you know, once company leaves and everything. I'll probably be able to stream for about another hour or so. And then he's probably getting back from the gun range, and then we're going back to Melting Pot tonight. We actually went, it was kind of funny. I took him out to Melting Pot last night, and he's like an excessively picky eater. And a lot of the restaurants we've been going to has kind of been like average for him and stuff. But he like absolutely adores Melting Pot. So much so that he's like literally paying out of pocket for tonight. I paid for last night, and he's like, we're going back, and he's just buying it again. It's pretty funny. It was actually pretty reasonable too. Because we only ended up sharing each one. So, because we ended up doing it that way, it only ended up costing like $50 or so. Instead of like over 100. What's Melting Pot again? It's basically a fondue place, a really fancy fondue place. It's basically like cheese fondue and chocolate fondue, and you cook your own food, and they have some really nice meats. But yeah, it's a pretty nice experience if you've never been there. There's actually one literally within walking distance. We actually ended up walking there too instead of Ubering or anything. It's only like a 2-mile walk, not even. It takes like 15 minutes or so. Really close. It's not that fancy. Well, for me, for the kind of restaurants I go to, it's fancy. I don't go to like excessively fancy restaurants. For me, it's fancy. Generally, the tier of restaurants that I go to, that would be considered fancy. Let's see. We'll go to that one. Get the convert over. Grab a apothecary. Let's see. Get a devour on that. Grab some of the other apothecary. Oh yeah, he is immune. Oh, he has immune to curse too. Fail. I forgot. That's the problem with a lot of these kingdoms too. I keep forgetting. 6 kingdoms have these doom troops, which are super annoying to kill because you can't instant kill them because they have indestructible, so you can't curse them, you can't anything. You have to kill them normally, which makes it take a lot longer to kill. Currently, what I've been doing for these is I let my apothecary die, and then I kill it with skull off of the what's his name? Off of the iron gut. So right now all we have to do is just skull him once. Unfortunately, we have no skull alignment. Now we do. It doesn't ruin it. There we go. Now we won. And he's dead. Do we only need 1 medal of Anu for global buffs? Yes. There is no point in having more than 1 medal of Anu. Out of every single medal in the game, Medal of Anu is technically the only one you need 1 copy of. Every other medal you would generally want to keep 3 copies of. However, Medal of Anu is the only one you technically only need 1 copy of, because it does not stack beyond 1. Oh, also, this is the new gnome that I was talking about. This is the Mecha gnome. This ends up giving ingots whenever you end up killing it. I'm not sure what this full range is. So far, I got a 12 epic ingot drop and a 4 mythic ingot drop. I'm pretty sure the full drop table's on the forum somewhere. It actually just came out today, or was supposed to come out today. There was a glitch where it accidentally came out a little bit earlier, but yeah, it was supposed to release today, several hours ago. So this is relatively new. It steals a bunch of armor from an enemy, then there's 30% chance it runs away, just like all the other gnomes. And it's actually not that bad, because it also gains 25% score reduction and has impervious, which is annoying because we can't devour it. But yeah, that's that. So let's go and devour it. We can't devour it, so let's curse it and devour it then. So now we can devour him. There we go. Let's see. Normally you wouldn't be able to, but of course you could disable it. We'll get our mana going. Mountain Crusher. That one we can't disable though. And hopefully we get something good off the drop. So far his drop table seems really good. Like, I was expecting it to be slightly underwhelming, but they did really good on his drop table. It didn't become another jewel gnome, luckily. So eventually, once you have all the ingots in the game, I guess it kind of will, because there's currently nothing to sink them into. But it's definitely going to be nicer for newer players and such to be able to get ingots, since you don't necessarily have to go and get legendary and mythic ingots off of delves anymore if you don't want to. You can now do it off of gnomes slowly over time, which is a bit quicker than the other slow methods that you had prior. That's still a pretty decent method nonetheless. Go get this down, and it should be done. Let's see what the mech gnome gives. Please give 12 epic ingots again. 20 ultra rare, that's not too bad. That's basically 2 epic ingots. Yeah, so far we've seen a 20 ultra rare, a 12 epic, and a 4 mythic. Based on these numbers, I'd assume it has an 8 legends, and I'm not sure what the others would be, if he even has the others. It has 20 ultra rare, a 12 epic, what I assume is an 8 or 6 legend, and a 4 mythic. Yeah, it's not too bad. That is definitely not too bad. That's almost enough to upgrade an ultra rare weapon. I think ultra rare weapons only take like 40 something. It's like half an ultra rare weapon if you didn't already have them maxed. Anyways, let's go take out the little mini boss. Oh, sorry, Supplement. What was your thing? Can I look at a drop table? What drop table? The drop table for the Mecha gnome or a drop table for something else? Oh, the full drop table is 20 ultra rare, 12 epic, 9 legend, and 4 mythic. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, so I got his worst drop then. So I just got his worst drop. Yeah, his best drop would be 12 epic ingots. Actually, I shouldn't say that's the worst drop. For me, the priority order for those drops would be 12 epic, 20 ultra rare, 9 legendary, and 4 mythic. With the 4 mythic being the worst drop, even though it's technically, I guess, the best? Or it's kind of supposed to be, but it's actually not. Yeah, obviously 12 epic ingots is still ridiculously good. That is such a high amount relative to how you can get it by any other method. But yeah, that's a lot higher. The ingot rate that they're doing for the Mecha gnome is way higher than I was expecting them to do. Like, way, way higher. I was not expecting them to do that high. Like, when I got a 12 this morning randomly, I was, like, ultra surprised. Just getting a 12 epic ingot out of nowhere. Yeah, they were really generous with that gnome. Ingots in general are still pretty useless, particularly later in the game, but this will help other players be able to get all of them. Particularly epics, which we've desperately been needing a better epic ingot method for a while. Now they finally added one, which is nice. Okay, we're just gonna have to kill him with the skulls, it looks like. Hopefully we get a good alignment on this. Doesn't look like... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Right off the sky. Nice. And then we hit him one more time and he's dead. Oh, never mind. He's already dead. Oh, you posted that earlier. Sorry, I didn't see it. There we go. Don't think you answered, but if anyone else has 3 times 40% cleanse badge, how long did the grind take you? I don't believe it took me that long, though I was getting an absurdly high amount of ultra rares for whatever reason. I think it only took me like 3 hours or so. But I was getting a way above average amount of ultra rares. I actually have more ultra rare metals right now than any other metal, even of common or rare. I'm not sure if anyone else is having the same exact thing, but for whatever reason, I am getting more ultra rare metals than any other metal in the entire game, or tokens and everything. I think I'm sitting on like 5 metals right now for ultra rare. Yeah, my next highest is like 2.5. Really weird. It's the 3rd rarity, but I have the most of them. Is it the highest chance? Interesting. That would make sense because I have the most of it. Yeah, it really does not take that long to get 3 medals of Cedric. You could easily farm it in a single day. Yeah, I was getting an absurd amount of them. Like I mentioned, I think we're almost sitting on 6 medals of it. We're really close to it. Oh, why did I devour him? That's pointless. Should have devoured the other one and we already would have won. Oh well. Yeah, let me actually go double check. After we take this boss chest. We can get probably another one. Oh, Arachnia, that's nice. And there's, yeah, another Cedric. Oh, good. We just got another badge of that. 3 badges down the line. Nice. Got a badge of Cedric, badge of Arachnia, and badge of Yasmin. And actually, with that badge of Arachnia, let me actually go set that, because I need extra attack for the build that we're doing. So we have a better chance to devour. But, yeah, I have 5 medal of Cedrics with 1 badge. So yeah, I have like 5.3 medals of Cedric. We're getting there. I should probably start using them, because obviously you don't need more than 2. I'm just kind of contemplating on what I'll be using it for. Like, what ultra rare should I go for? Or should I max out Tagraki or something? I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. I guess it would be based on Guild War options is probably what I want to upgrade them based on. But if I go under every single thing I use for Guild Wars, what would I really want to upgrade? Because some of them might get switched. Let me see. Guild War Red, none of it's low rarity. Guild War Blue, none of it's low rarity. This is going to be a big issue. Guild War Yellow, let me guess, none of it's low rarity. Guild War Brown, none of it's low rarity. Guild War Purple, this is a problem with upgrading stuff. We only got Leprechaun, but I feel like changing that team, and Leprechaun doesn't even gain much of a benefit from being upgraded. Guild War Green, Apothecary, technically. Wait, when did I use that Guild War Green? Oh, I tried it last week, and I never really got to try it for the whole thing. I guess we go upgrade Apothecary. It seems like the way to go. I just use it for everything. It's a great cleanse option. Especially if we don't have cleanse medals set. Because there are many instances where you wouldn't set them. Let me see what my defense are. Lowest thing in there is Graveseer, but I don't feel like I'd bother upgrading it. Life and Death team I might even just replace since Life and Death got nerfed. Well, not indirectly, or Weaver got nerfed. This one does have a rare. I use Mervarax. I'm not sure how viable that would be into the future, though. But I do use Mervarax for that team. It's a rare that we could upgrade. That has Moon Rabbit, technically, but I don't believe it would gain much of a benefit from being upgraded. That has nothing. I guess technically Tapon, but not really. Does Truffle even gain a good benefit? No, it's considered a support troop, right? Nope. Truffle would gain nothing from being upgraded. Gosh. I have, like, nothing good to upgrade for Guild Wars. I guess we just upgrade Apothecary, to be honest. But it doesn't really gain much of a benefit either. It's weird. I might just go upgrade Bounty Troops, to be honest. Just make Bounty Hunter easier for when we do it next week. That almost feels like the way to go. I don't know, I might just keep upgrading bounties, to be honest. Because I have no low rarity stuff that I can upgrade for Guild War. Unless I was to start building like low rarity teams, but then that would kind of defeat the point. Then the teams would be weaker. But anyways, let's go keep grinding. Where were we? Go do, I guess, Darkstone. Why not? Floor, fights. From what I can tell, it does not. Your rarity of your metals do not actually increase based on difficulty. The numbers do, obviously, based on how many tokens it shows. But at least from what I've seen so far, the difficulty does not actually affect metal output. So I'm not 100% certain on that. I haven't seen anyone who has the definitive answer on if it is or isn't. And from my testing, it seems to be the same. But I haven't tested it much, so there isn't any noticeable difference, I can say that. There might be some difference, but it's not that noticeable. There is one. I'll go get all that exploded. I know, I'm really bad at reading chat sometimes. I'm not sure why I keep missing supplements questions. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to leave it in chat. Or if I've been missing any. I feel like I have. That's what I get for not streaming for a while. I get even worse at reading chat. That's even possible. I know we killed that one. We'll probably be around for about another hour or so. That'd be the perfect time to ask any questions, because this will be our last stream for like a week or so. Next Friday, unless I can find time in between somewheres, but I probably won't be able to. And soon I'll be going over a video, going over more teams and more stuff as far as what to upgrade. I'll probably be separating into 2 videos, one of which I'll probably do after the fact. But the initial one will just be like low rarity stuff to do. And mostly just the bounty troops, humility, stuff like that. Which I probably should go upgrade to humility right now. Out of every comment in the game, I feel like humility is top priority to max. Especially if you have it fully traded. Well, then again, I think you have to have it fully traded actually to go put things into it. The humility is probably the definitely the best comment to go for. Most of the best rares are just going to be bounty troops. And ultra rares are mostly just those good utility troops like apothecary and stuff, for the most part. What other chances we can get the devs to reclassify troops to give bonuses based on what they actually do? They might end up reclassifying them. Of course, that classification system was added prior to them giving these stats, so they weren't necessarily tested or balanced around that aspect. So they might end up revamping them into the future. Because before, the typing was pretty much pointless, but now there's actually a purpose to those typings. But they might not have initially made them with much of a purpose. But they kind of would have already known that they were going to do this patch, so maybe they did. But some of them still have really weird typings. It's something they might look into the future. Hopefully by 5.0 they would end up adjusting it. This is probably 2 patches from now. What is the Iron Gut team in Stone Song? I forget what the coloration of Stone Song is. I believe it's brown yellow, right? You have to run it without a anti-devour option, which is fine because you have so many paths that you can normally avoid the devour rooms. I believe I ended up running something like, I want to say Mountain Crusher, Iron Guts, the Harpy Mage thing that explodes, and one other troop. I completely forget what I used for the other troop. But something along the lines of that is what I ended up using for it. It ran with absolutely 0 ways to disable Devour. However, you generally just rush it down because you have 5 different paths. So one of those 5 paths likely does not have anything with immune to Devour, or at least very minimal. And you can just take the path that doesn't have Devour spam. Just do it that way. You guys are helping Cynical play Gems of War on her Twitch channel? Nice. Salvani Mora? Yeah, you can put Salvani Mora there. Use it as an anti-skull option so you don't die. You stream and no one cares. Some girl streams and then everyone wants to help her. Yeah, that's how it goes. Let's see. I'll take that one there. Grab a mountain. Gonna ignore the first slot for now. Good. And now we just explode kill them. And the other two don't have immune, so we just go for them directly, let them die off explosion, and we should be good to go. We'll give it full mana, and then we just kill it. Oh no, we didn't cascade full, but we just grab that, and then he's dead. And he's super dead. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are trying to stream Gems of War right now. There's an absurd amount of grind to do. Yeah, definitely say hi to all the other streamers. Because I won't be streaming much this weekend, so, or for the next week. It's quite unfortunate. Of course, like, the biggest patch would happen in, like, the longest time right when I'm not around. Actually, almost every single patch that has been a major patch this year has happened while I'm not around. It is really annoying. It's almost like they're deliberately doing it. The problem is we never know in advance when patches are coming. So it's hard to plan around. Let's see. We'll go through that down. I think it was a different Cine. I just said Cynical because that's just the first thing that came to mind. But I think it's a different Cine. There we go. Nothing too bad. I keep thinking Possessed King has Impervious. But it doesn't. And the reason I keep thinking that is because I keep using him in Delves when I have potion effects. So because I never cast him, he constantly has Bless, which always makes me think he has a natural Impervious, but he doesn't. It's just the Bless effect that he has on top of him. Because almost any time I'm using him, he has Bless, because I'm using him specifically in Delves while having potion effects. Yeah, we actually can devour him if we want. Ooh, that silence is bad. I am not using Cedric's right now. We're going to stay silenced. That is bad. Alright, that's another troop that indirectly got nerfed, even though it was already horrifically bad. Voice of Orpheus just got nerfed this most recent patch. Because now you no longer need to have a... even if silence became good, no longer do you need to have a cleanse option that has immune to silence. Because you could just use a Medal of Cedric and get like natural cleansers like Apothecary to get uncleansed off of the Badge of Cedric. That was a nerf to Voice of Orpheus, even though it's already useless. Not directly, but indirectly, obviously. Hello, Regina. Welcome. Hello, Analyst. Have you been using just this team? For the most part, yes. Like, for probably 95% of the battles, I've been using just this team. And it's been working decently. I don't think I've lost a single one with it yet. We did lose one earlier, but I was messing with a different team when I was. Also, this silence might end up getting me, though. Gosh. I don't have any badge of, or medals of Cedric currently active, which is being annoying right now. I'm so used to having like mass cleanse now because of those badges. And now that I have them disabled, it feels so weird not having infinite cleanse. You can pretty much play the game without stats effects now. How much cleanse you get off those badges. There we go. Am I back from my vacation? No, I'm still off. A friend who's seeing me right now is just at a gun range right now. I'm personally not a huge fan of guns. But I'll probably be back in another hour or so. Oh, there's another mythic, or not mythic, another medal. I wish that thing was mythic, gosh. Only a common. I think that's our third or fourth one now. A common thing. Yep, we have 3 of them now. So now we can technically start using them for upgrades. Because I want to hold on to 3 in case we ever make a Rowain team again. Rowain with 24 extra armor is pretty decent because that's 48 extra damage, which is obviously not that bad at all. You could also technically use that with Tesla as well, and maybe even Tina, though I feel like Rowain and Tesla would probably gain the biggest benefit. But particularly Rowain, 48 additional damage is definitely not small at all if you were to slot all 3 of them with it. So how many more of these epic ones do we need? We need 2 more of those. And then we get another badge. And then I can put a Cedric back there or something. The more ideal would be having this thing upgraded. Having 20% +4/+4 would probably be our best setup. But we don't have the tokens yet. I still need 2 more legendaries. And I need 8 more epics. And then we'll have enough to do that build. But anyways... Oh wait, did I say 8 more epics? Never mind, we only need 2 more epics. I need 2 more epics and 2 more legendaries. We can build that build. So let's go hunt them down. Anyways, where are we? Keysdale, we'll definitely skip. Let's do Pansvale, I guess. Too bad there's nothing underneath these power bonuses that make Explore easier now. Because we don't have any bonuses that apply to this Explore thing underneath this. Like, none of these apply to Explore. Too bad that faction bonus doesn't also apply to Explore in some way. That would be very convenient. Because that's the only problem with this game mode is we don't really get much extra stats other than, you know, just the badges that we can use anywhere. Let's see. Oh no, I'm personally not into shooting. He enjoys it though. As I mentioned earlier, there's like 3 things I never really understood. Shooting, cars, and sports. There are 3 things like I've never gotten into. And I know like most guys are into them, but I don't know. I just never really cared for either of those 3 things. What do we go for here? Get the mountain. I have done it before. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way for it. That's for sure. But he's been doing a bunch just because he can't do it back in his country. Just because guns are a lot stricter in Scotland compared to America. Mini boss and Drifting Sands. Well, what are you currently up against? You can try Mang teams. Mang teams are generally a pretty good way to go. Mang with Titan and use a bunch of support troops behind it. Cockatrice, Dragonian Monk, Apothecary, stuff like that. And just go all in Mang with protection. Because that will work against anything. Especially if you set your Titan to Enrage. So that you can hit through skull reduction. It's not really as big a deal, but it helps win the battle a bit quicker. What do I grab here? I'll take blue for now. They're taking away people's knives in the UK. It was funny, we went to an arcade earlier, and he was thinking of actually getting this one knife that was there. It actually did look pretty cool, but there'd be no way he could get it past security. Actually, even the things he did get, he might not even be able to get past just because he doesn't have enough room in his bags to fit them. Actually, I have one of them down here. He ended up getting this plushie. Soft dog. He actually has never been to an arcade before. I've been to arcades like so many times when I was younger. Like way too many. Like almost every single weekend when I was younger. But yeah, it was actually his first time in an arcade. It was pretty funny. He really enjoyed it. Yeah, soft doggy. He also got a Pikachu plushie and some souvenir stuff. Let's see. I'll go grab that. Fair Devour. Get a mountain. And it was kill that with the final Devourer. Can you use Vosh Dogon instead of Mirage Queen? You could. That would be fine to use. I believe the main reason I'm using this is more so for the skull spam than anything else. Well, obviously for the curse as well, but the fact that it also has skull spam on top of it, because we can use that to pressure one when they don't have, when they have immune to everything. Because you have to keep in mind, there are 6 kingdoms that have an indestructible troop. All 6 of the kingdoms that have a doom, you cannot actually curse or stunt kill them. You cannot kill them with any instant kill option. You'd have to either go and switch over to a Mang option or something similar, or you have to go and skull spam them down. And that's basically why I'm using Mirage Queen more so, is just to have a good option for killing out the dooms. I forget what 6 kingdoms those are. I should probably keep those in memory, just because those 6 kingdoms are slightly more annoying. I believe Blighted Lands is one. Pansvale might even be one. I think that's where the yellow one is. I can't remember. Maybe that was White Helm. But the 6 doom locations can be slightly annoying, just because all 6 of those kingdoms can have a indestructible troop. Which means you can't curse it, you can't stun it, you can't instant kill it. You have to kill it either with skull spam or with normal damage. And generally skull spam, since they have lost stats. Or with like Truffle Team or something similar. Like this kind of team, it's not going to work as well. But at least with Mirage Queen, you have an option for killing it. Let's see. Mecha Gnome can be devoured. You can just curse it. It only has impervious, not indestructible. So you can just curse it and then devour it. Yeah, you can bypass impervious. You can't bypass indestructible though. Is that my friend, a soft dog? That's funny. Let's see. Maybe he'll say hi on stream. I might end the stream before he gets back, but if he does just randomly get back, he'll probably say hi. Let's see, we'll take that down. I was gonna have him say hi on the Monday video too, but he was being too shy at the moment. Because he was only here for like a day at that point, so. Why is it not going? There we go. Oh, because I didn't click it. That might help if I click on it. Who is Cinny? Cinny's a friend of Salty. Salty's community manager of the game. Cinny is... I have no clue what Cinny is for the game. But people were saying that she was streaming right now or something. I think people were helping her learn the game. I assume she is pretty new. We'll take that for now. She's 30 and acts like she's 15. Yep, that's a thing. I had a friend that used to be like that. This team can be done without the base attack bonus. The base attack bonus obviously helps, but it's not required. Yeah, I believe my Iron Gut would have 42 attack if I didn't have any of the bonus on it. Any of the attack bonuses. Actually, I forgot to double check. Does he even gain any higher attack from his roll? What roll does he have? He has Striker, so I believe he gains 2 to 3 extra attack off of being maxed. The only problem is getting him maxed is quite a tedious process. He does probably seem like one of the better things to get maxed as far as a Mythic is concerned, though. Probably pretty high priority, actually. If you're going to bother maxing a Mythic, Iron Gut's probably like the first thing you want to do, as far as the Mythics are concerned. Because you can use them for Guild Wars, you can use them for farming tokens, and you can use them for delves, obviously. There's a lot of overlap that he has that's useful. The only problem is he's Mythic, and Mythics are going to be such a pain to max. Oh good, we got another token of Anu. We'll need another one before we can actually use it for anything though. Get the 20% bonus, because 5% bonus is basically 0% bonus. I need one more legendary and 2 more epics. And then we pretty much got this build completed. At least for the current team that we're using. Salty's not that bad. Kind of. Like, she knows how to play, kind of. Like, she knows the fundamentals. What do we take here? That down for now. Grab a blue surge, hopefully. Good. We need to get that glory gnome before it escapes. That could be 1,000 glory. Also, I still have gotten 0 vault keys, by the way. That's kind of to be expected since this does farm at a slightly slower rate. Actually, quite a bit of a slower rate. This is probably around 3 times slower than, almost 4 times slower actually, than the normal rate that would be getting. However, we're getting a bunch of metals, so it's still worth it. We're getting a bunch of gold on top of it. It's basically giving us the rate of PvP gold. I haven't really been making much mention of it, but we are getting like an absurd amount of gold from these battles. I'll go to 1,000 glory, but as you can see, like 3,169 gold. That's basically a PvP battle's worth of gold. I think PvP does give a little bit more gold than this, but it's still almost PvP, right? This is the highest gold in the entire game that isn't PvP. PvP's still higher, but it's the next best thing if you're looking for gold farming, is do metal farming at difficulty 12. Salty's one of the most dramatic people you've watched. Yeah, she can get quite into it. She just retreats if she starts losing. I do occasionally for PvP, but obviously for guild wars and stuff, I always play it out regardless of how badly we're losing. I really wish there were more instances in this game where it would force you to play out the battle, where it'd be a little bit more even. Because a lot of the battles in the game these days don't really force you to do it, except for maybe like guild wars. Before, it felt like there used to be way more instances where it'd be more beneficial too. But in the current state of the game, Guild Wars is about the only game mode where you really play out the battles regardless of how badly you're losing. It'd be nice if they added another game mode like that into the future, where retreating wouldn't really be favorable ever. Because the current meta for most things is to basically retreat once you start leaving, particularly PvP in the current state of the game. No drama on my streams. Yeah, that's pretty much how my streams are. They're normally just gameplay, explaining gameplay, and some other things related to how the game functions. How do you change metals once you've placed them in the socket at the top of the screen? You have to replace them with other metals. So if you only have 3 metals or less, you actually technically cannot replace them. But as long as you have at least 4 total badges or medals, you can replace them just by simply clicking on it and clicking on a different medal. I'll show you in a second once we finish out this battle. But it does require having at least 4 medals and badges. Otherwise, you just have to keep whatever you have attached on. It's actually impossible to unequip medals. Like, once you have 3 attached, I don't think you can ever unattach to nothing. Kind of weird in that regard. Unless you were to use up, like, every last badge and medal you had. You basically always have to have a bonus once you start having a bonus. But you can still change them to other stuff, assuming you have them. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, we'll grab that, get our other Devour there, and it's pretty much a match. Do we have kill? No, it's close enough. No, it wasn't enough. Yeah, we should be able to poke him, hopefully. Let us poke you. Oh no, our hero died. Luckily, it doesn't matter how many we lose as long as we get the kill. I was hoping we'd have a skull poke after that. Apparently not. That was the whole point of doing that, was to have a skull poke afterwards. Oh, we didn't get it. What do we have? Let's kill him with that, I guess. And Iron Gut dead, or Skull, that works too. Okay, what was I about to show? Oh yeah, these things. All you have to do is just click them and change them to a different metal. So for example, if we wanted this Arachne thing to be something else, we just click on that metal. So you just click on the slot that you want to replace. So let's say we want to click out this one. You can go change it to 8 life, 8 armor, 5% start, give it the attack, or if we want to replace out this other one all the way to the right, just go place metal there or whatever else we want. So you just click whatever you want. Click on the slot at the top, and then click on something. It'll replace it. And that's all you have to do. Just click on the slot, click what metal you want there, and that's all you have to do for all of the slots. However, you're constantly always going to have 3 attached. There's no way to unequip them so you have none attached. You always have to have some kind of bonus once you start having bonuses there, which isn't really a big deal, but yeah, you just click them to replace them out. That's all you have to do for that. Okay, what kingdom were we just in? I actually just completely forgot. It wasn't Stena Mirage. Was it Melantis? It was Sword's Edge. Oh, because it's highlighted. There we go. To Sword's Edge. No, Salty's really cool. I'll take the explosion for now. grab herself a Skull Spam there. Get herself Devour onto that one for now. Actually, technically, they're all Devourable since we got them cursed. I don't think any of them even had immunity, so don't even need to worry about it. If nothing else, this game mode is really making me try to remember every single thing that has immunity in this game. Because we have so many battles where we need to use Iron Gut for. I feel like Iron Gut just runs the entire game now. He's meta for almost everything in the game. And as attack keeps getting higher and higher, it just becomes more meta for everything. Because of how strong Instant Kill is. Or it's technically not an Instant Kill, it's actually Devour. Which are completely different mechanics. So in some instances, Devour is stronger than Instant Kill. So Instant Kill now hits through Barrier, Devour does not. If you use Iron Gut on something that has Barrier, it still does not hit through it. But if you use Instant Kill on something that has Barrier, it will. Before, some of them did, and some of them didn't. But now they made it uniform, so every single Instant Kill in the game will now break through Barrier. So basically, every single Instant Kill option in the game now works like Zugoff. That only applies to Instant Kill, though, not Devour. They are different mechanics. Holding Vault Keys is they might be rebalancing them in the very near future. And in a way that might make them stronger than they are now. Up to the stream just die for a second. Should be back now. Let's see. On my end, it looked like it never went down. But it might have buffered a little. My bad. At least it hasn't crashed all the way yet. Which is good. I hate when it divides into multiple videos. That is so annoying. Okay. Enemy's killed out, and we're good to go. And that should be enough Myth Stones for another boss fight. I think we get a boss fight almost every single time. You get a boss fight every 9 battles? Yeah, every 9 battles. You basically get 9 boss fights and then not a boss fight, generally. If you're doing it on difficulty 12 with 20% bonus each time. So you're almost always getting a boss fight. Or a mythic boss fight. And it seems to cycle about once every 8 minutes or so. That can vary slightly. But on average, based on all factors, it does seem to be about once every 8 minutes. And that means it comes down to, how many is that per hour? What's 8 into 60? That's 6, right? Math, how do you work? I think that's right? No, 7. What am I saying? Yeah, it goes in 7 times. So you can do about 7 per hour. Approximately. So at about 7 per hour, that's anywhere from 14 to 21 tokens per hour. Assuming you can keep up that rate the entire time. So 14 to 21. That's not too bad if you end up getting higher rarities. But I believe the average of that only gives you about, to a mythic, I believe it's only giving you about like 5 to 10% per hour. As far as how much percent you can get for it. And you have to keep in mind, you can only use 3 metals at once on a thing as well. Slightly annoying. It'd be nice if you could actually use a little bit more than that. Try to increase the percents. I kind of understand why there's only 3 because of how they set it up. But, I don't know, it'd still be convenient to be able to use more than 3. Let's see. Let me actually go double check if we were to go to use some of our better things, how far we can get. Like if we were to use like 2 epic ones and a ultra rare. I wouldn't do that, but I do want to see how far it would get if we do. Also, thank you, Iron Fist, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Iron Fist subscribing to us while we're using Iron Guts. Let's see. Yeah, the stream does seem to be buffering a bit right now. Quite a bit. Okay, now it got a bit better. But that was quite a while. Yeah, we went for almost 2 hours without any stream issues. Which is pretty nice for once. I'm still going to be sorting that out in the very near future. I still haven't gotten better internet and all that yet. I'm not sure how much a better internet would be, though. Because it'd still be the same service provider, so... Still might have some of the same issues. Also going to be replacing out the router soon for a different one. And might be getting a new computer next month. Anyways, what was the other thing I was doing? I was about to go check something and completely forgot what it was. Oh yeah, I was going to see how much upgrade we could actually get to a mythic. So for example, if we want to risk on Iron Gut, how is our percent going to be? For one, what do we even get? Oh, that is so perfect. Well, maybe not the magic, but the attack bonus right there. Ooh, that is a juicy 4 attack. You don't get it on his first level though, which is awful. Whoa, that's going to be a really low percent. You can get an 18.52% chance. There's no way I'm chancing that. Gosh, that is so bad. It's going to take forever to upgrade Mythics. To get a 100% chance, the easiest way is either 1 Mythic, which is not happening anytime soon, or 3 Legendaries. Or if we want to have an almost 100% chance, we could do 2 Legendaries in Epic or 2 Legendaries in Ultra. But even that, I probably wouldn't risk. Either 3 Legendaries or a Mythic are like the only ways to get that first level. And really, that first level isn't even that good. Only the second and third level is where it's actually going to be useful. That's awful. It's going to take forever to upgrade Mythics. Because 1 hour's worth of farming is pretty much about that much bonus. About a 3.7 on average % bonus. And you can only do up to 3. And that would cost you 10,000 souls to attempt that. It's like 3 hours right there of grind, approximately. On average. But yeah, that is going to be ridiculously hard to get Mythics up. But you're mostly supposed to use Legends and Mythics for Mythics. You generally only want to use, when upgrading things, you generally only want to use the rarity below, the rarity of the troop, and the rarity above. You don't generally use anything other than those 3. But obviously Mythics don't have a rarity above, so you have to use the rarity below or the rarity itself of Mythic. Anyways, let's go to Merlantis. Clear out this, go get more resources. Keep the grind going. It might be better just to roll the dice and get lucky. The problem with that is you have to spend 10,000 souls every single time you do that. So it might not be worth doing that. Because if you're going to try rolling about, let's say 11% each time, which is about what it was if we were to use 3 of them, of the ultra rares, not only does that take a few hours to accumulate, it's also going to cost 10,000 souls every single time. And then once you get to the second level, it takes 20,000 souls every time. And then once you get to the final level, it costs 30,000 souls every single time. So you generally don't want to chance it. You almost always want to go for 100%. Personally, I will 100% of the time be going for 100%. I will never not be doing it that way. Also have to keep in mind, even the extremely useless troops that exist in the game will eventually need to be upgraded in order to do kingdom upgrades. Kingdom upgrades post level 20 will require... oops, why did I do that? Kingdom upgrades post level 20 will require you to have troops upgraded to bronze, silver, and gold. Obviously, we're still a while, probably like upwards of a year, before we start seeing kingdoms that are level 20 plus. However, once they start appearing, you will technically need to have everything in the kingdom start to get upgraded. Even the really useless commons, rares, ultra rares, and stuff with those metal mechanics. Is there any benefit to doing the grind on anything but level 12? Yes. Level 1, 2, and 3 difficulty can be farmed for souls, as well as quick killed for gnomes. But aside from that, really 1, 2, 3, 10, and 12 are about the only good ones. The only reason why 10 might be good, I wouldn't really advise it. However, it is the lowest difficult, the lowest difficulty that gives the highest amount of tokens. The only problem is it gives less myth stones, so you're still better off doing level 12. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 12 are about the only ones that are realistically worth doing. And 1, 2, 3 are mostly for farming purposes. Like if you're farming gnomes or farming souls. Or if you wanted to do explore challenges like they used to be. Because that's basically what challenge 1, 2, and 3 are like. Or difficulty 1, 2, and 3, I mean. But yeah, level 1 explore is the best class EXP in the game. The best hero EXP in the game. And probably the best soul farming location in the game. It has those factors going for it. But generally, you do want to be on 12. Assuming you can defeat 12. Like, if you can defeat 12, you want to be doing 12. Unless you're specifically farming something on a lower difficulty. Oh, why am I trying to devour it? It has immune. Let me just curse it. And if we lose our hero, it's fine. Ideally, we would have gotten mountain first, though. Fail. Oh, not that big a deal. Let's grab that blue there, get Apothecary. That's not supposed to happen. This better not have been the final battle. No. Whoops. Mistakes were made. Whoops. What did it even devour us with? 30% chance. Really? Luckily that wasn't a boss battle. Otherwise it completely restarts you. I'll take that. If gnomes show up on challenges, you would do those first. They do. They show up on quest lines, they show up in challenges, they show up in Explore, they show up in Arena, they show up in PvP. I believe that's all locations. PvP, Arena, Explore, quest lines, and challenges. I believe that's everywhere where gnomes appear. I don't think I forgot any. But all those locations you can find gnomes. And currently we're just doing Explore for it, of course. And Explore is still the quickest method. Oh, there is one other location. Your daily adventure board also has gnome chance. Forgot about that. Nothing else that's daily related does, which is odd. But your adventure board does. What do we need here? Take brown for now. Unfortunately, that was not a surge, so we didn't get full mana. Oh, we'll grab that, get a mountain, and go from there. And should be good to go. Actually, let's go for the Apothecary first. And take that, get a mountain, and should be good to go from there. Then we just go get an Iron Gut Devour, hopefully on his first slots. Very Apothecary. Iron Gut, please devour already. Good. Now we have 100%. After we get the one Devour, he just 100% the entire time. Or sure there's a viable way to run him in first slot. There really isn't for the most part, though. Just because you block Apothecary at minimum. You definitely block completely Mountain Crusher if you were to do it that way. So you could get an enchant onto Mountain Crusher. But you can't do that unless you're in Delves. Yeah, Iron Gut's so much better in Delves. In every way, shape, or form. But he's still usable in other locations. Just every aspect about Delves just makes Iron Gut so much stronger. Because you get a higher starting attack, you have enchant, which allows you to use your team a bit differently. You have Bless, so you don't need to worry about getting devoured like we did, assuming he hasn't casted yet, stuff like that. A lot of small bonuses that make him a lot better. But he's still usable outside of it. I'm gonna go try devouring that because I don't want it casting. Apparently it will though. It's super lucky off that cascade. Actually we did, good. Please devour. Come on now. We have a 46% chance. We can't make it much higher than that. Actually, how much higher can we make it than that? We can have 11 higher attack than that. So we can have a 57 attack. That's the highest we could possibly get. And that's if we got him gold ranked. And if we got both of our Arachne things maxed. We're getting close. I believe we need 2 more epic ones until we have our second medal. And then we just need another medal. Seriously, please devour already. Neither of those have immune. And even if he did, he has a stun on him. Come on now. It's like his 6th cast or something and he still hasn't devoured yet. There we go, finally. Wow, that took way too many times. Self thinks all the troops are cute. I'll go kill that. Do I need to go for that and get our thing going? Our mountain. And I was devour, kill him. Get enough mana, and he's dead. There we go. Hey, it still has that weird glitch where all the text glitches out. Has anyone else been noticing that? Or is that just on my end? I noticed that a lot while farming these things. It happens almost every single time. Kind of hard to miss. Or at least on my version of the game. The text like all glitches out between the metal farming. I forget if you even did that during the beta or not. Because things do act slightly differently during live servers than during the beta. Because I don't recall that happening during the beta. Go for that for now. Do that because even if he kills our first 2 slots, it's not going to matter because he's dead as soon as we click Devour. There we go. Okay, let's not lose this battle. Don't need to lose that random Devour. Luckily, Aquaticus should be pretty easy to kill in this kind of context. Oh, never mind. Well, no Aquaticus. That's kind of funny. The Mythic can actually be replaced in the Mythic battle. I never even realized that. Like, I knew you could get gnomes in this battle. I didn't realize it could actually replace the Mythic, though. So we're currently doing a Mythic battle that has no Mythic. Seems kind of weird. But it got replaced with a Glory Gnome, which I definitely am not disappointed with. It not only makes the battle easier, but Glory Gnome. It's always nice. Let's go Devour him. Please, Devour, please. Please? Hello? Devour? There we go. We'll go get all that converted. Get that one dead. He doesn't have me into that. Okay. Just double checking. Some of the like more underused troops I keep forgetting. I use them quite a bit on defend. I just use them offensively generally. He's really good with submerged troops. Oh, hey, we got our first Vault Key. Nice. This is actually the first Vault Key of the weekend. Unfortunately, off a Glory Gnome. That's like the worst time to get it, but oh well. Because the 1000 Glory can technically be better than a Vault Key depending on what you get from your Vault Key. Oh, I got a Vault Key nonetheless. First one of the weekend, and probably the only one this weekend because I won't have much time to grind. Stream just died. Come back, stream. Stream, come back. Da 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 da. Hey, came back. Hey, we're back. Babe, we got a Vault Key. If it should have came up. And this is what we got from the metal thing. We got an ultra rare, a rare, and a common. Need better rarity stuff. Giving us low rarity stuff. Annoying. I wonder if they'll ever allow you to like upgrade your medals. Probably not, because they didn't give us any method to upgrade our treasures still. It'd be really nice if we had a feature for that though. Actually, I want to avoid Mesoscales because there's quite a few imperviouses actually underneath their other category. Definitely not the easiest one with Devour. Anyways, let's keep going. Continue, fights. Think we need to revamp anything? Time to upgrade Apothecary. No, let's see. I don't think we need to change anything else. So that is why the stream cuts down. Why? Why is the stream cut down? Had to cheat it on? No. Oh, you've been having to grind out everything. I had a bunch of cheat resources during the beta, obviously. But none of that applied to the actual servers. You know, to the live game. And obviously we're playing the live game right now. For mountain right there. You came back after a year? Oh yeah, this update ends up adding a lot. Not to mention last year in general. Because we end up getting a lot of sigil system stuff. As well as a revamp to how gems kind of... or basically the whole economy of the game got shifted within the last year. As far as like what it prioritizes. Because it ended up shifting away from the constant kingdom every few months to a brand new system. And instead we just get like delves now and stuff like that. Yeah, the game has changed a lot in the last few years, particularly last year in general. Particularly this last patch, even, with how much Explorers changed and the whole medal system and everything. We'll go for that for now. I don't think there's extra turn, though. Core mechanics are still there. They just keep adding other stuff. On top of it. Let's go for that. Grab a mountain there. Get down to purple. It was kill out his last slot, and that will die off of literally anything. Here, I have a skull. That really hit no skulls. I assumed that had some kind of alignment fail. Here we go. Those Tower of Doom faction events, and now all the deeds. Oh yeah, all the deeds, and now the medals. Yeah, that's probably everything that was added last year. That sounds about right. Oh yeah, and a challenge rework. So delves is the big priority. Should you focus on one delve area and then go to the next? Generally what you should do is go to City of Thieves, keep it at level 20 forever, and keep farming it forever. It's probably like the best method. Is go to City of Thieves, check if it's level 20. If it's level 20, keep doing it at level 20. Just keep completing it, go down to 1 times multiplier, keep doing it on level 20 over and over and over and over and over again at a 1 times multiplier, and farm resources like crazy off it. Then on Tuesday events, you can go and do all the Tuesday events as much as you want, except for City of Thieves, which you constantly keep at level 20. Go and upgrade your City of Thieves treasure hoard to level 100 or so, but keep the kingdom itself, or the delve itself, to level 20. And don't ever go beyond level 20 in City of Thieves. And just do that basically forever. And if you want to go upgrade some of the other kingdoms, you can. However, it's not something you need to worry about that much. Just doing their Tuesday events and just keep sending City of Thieves always at level 20 is your best bet. Yeah, City of Thieves is so ridiculously overpowered for loot. It's the best delve in the game by a pretty large margin because it's a really nice layout and it has the best overall loot. And has a decent amount of treasure room. Yeah, you definitely want to get Horde level 10 for it, for City of Thieves. That's like your biggest priority with all your resources. To do that, you can go and throw your Chaos Shards at any kingdom, or at any delve, I mean. It doesn't necessarily have to be City of Thieves, but then go use all your treasure specifically on City of Thieves. It doesn't matter where you open up your portals, though. That just determines what troops you get. The treasure that you get from those can be used for any delve you want. Not the one that you bought it from. You can use it wherever. Yeah, generally how you do delves is whichever one you farm on a daily basis, which generally is going to be City of Thieves if you haven't already started it, is the one that you want to focus on getting to getting the Horde level upgraded and getting the quality level upgraded. And then once you get it to quality level 10, you basically go from kingdom to kingdom based on what the following Tuesday event is every single time. And you just basically keep going from kingdom to kingdom, getting the quality 10. And you keep doing that until every single delve you have is at level quality 10. And then you basically do the same thing for level 100. So you currently do whatever your daily farming delve is, level 100, which would be City of Thieves most likely. Not level 100 as far as the room, but level 100 as far as the treasure hoard. And then you go and do that for the rest of kingdoms. So you keep getting every single one based on the next event up to level 100. And then you keep doing that to level 100. And then you can basically just stop right there, or you can start doing the same process for level 200, which is the process I'm currently in, though it's something you don't really bother doing until way later, as most of the benefit is obtained by 100. Because getting quality level 10 gives you the max amount of loot for the delves, getting level 100 gives you the max renown for the delves, and going any further than that is really pointless unless you're just going for pure faction. But as more stuff gets added to the game, pure faction becomes increasingly easier. For example, the medals that we just got this most recent patch just made pure faction easier. It doesn't make it like an auto win, obviously, but it does make it easier than it currently was prior to this patch. And other updates will also increasingly keep making it easier, because as more stats are added to the game, the easier delves become, as well as quite a few pieces of content within the game. And then you can start your grind. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. If anyone else has any other questions, let me know. We'll probably be going for another half hour or so. Actually, let me go ask him how much longer he's going to be. Not to rush him or anything, just to see. Out of curiosity on how much longer we could stream for. Not to rush you. But, curious. Just how much longer I can live stream. There we go. We'll reply probably in like. Probably firing your gun right now. We'll get the notification soon. Oh yeah, we can just devour one, dude. Throw them out. Mini boss time. Throw this out, get our shards, go take out the mythic thing, and hopefully get a good token. I got like 2 mythic tokens within the first hour, and I haven't gotten a single one since. Felt like I was getting like so many, and then it's like, oh, I haven't gotten a single one ever. Are you still saving your vault keys? Yes, because there's still a chance that they're buffing vault keys. Alright, that's something I probably haven't mentioned enough this stream. But yes, do still keep saving your vault keys. This was not what I was referring to when I was saving the vault keys. They are likely revamping vault keys in some way, shape, or form, of which we will likely know prior to the patch on if it's actually going to be beneficial to use our keys beforehand or after. But there is a patch coming within the next several patches that could be buffing vault keys. It's definitely going to be reworking vault keys. If it's a buff or not, we don't currently know. But we'll know prior to the patch actually landing on if it will be a buff or not. But at this current moment in time, we don't know if it is or isn't. And if it is going to be buffed, you might as well save your vault keys, assuming you're in late game. Otherwise, you might as well just use them immediately. Because if you're still in like mid game or earlier, you probably would get more of a benefit from opening them and getting their loot than saving them. But for anyone who basically has all the resources in the game, you might as well just save them. Because one thing that key rework will likely do is make it easier to mythic all the gnomes, which will be relevant into the future because they might be associated to a kingdom in some way, shape, or form in the future. Yeah, the flash offer has 3 for $199. It's actually the most amount of vault keys they ever had for that cheap. It's actually a really good offer. I'm personally not going for it, but if anyone has the money and you want to go for it, it's a pretty reasonable deal. That means you can get 15 vault keys for $10. It basically means each vault key is what? Is math. How does it work? Yeah, it's $66, right? Or, I mean, not $66, 67 cents I made. About 67 cents per vault key, approximately. Plus you're getting 50 gems on top of that each time. For every $2. Yeah, it basically comes out to 67 cents per vault key. Technically slightly less since you're getting some gems, but if you're looking just at the vault keys, it's 67 cents per vault key. Is what they're currently at. Boss chest! What do we have in here? Let's see. He said he was gonna go again. Oh, good. Let's... Okay, that'll work. He's just gonna message me when he leaves. That makes more sense. Yeah, he really loves shooting those guns. Because he won't be able to for like another year or so. So he's getting it all out of his system now. He's actually has pretty good aim too. He brought back the things. Like the shooting things. I actually have them here. Like I'm gonna bother going all the way to go get them though. But yeah, actually has pretty decent aim. Actually I might as well go show one of them. They're like all the way on the other side of the room. 1 second. Ugh. There's like a bunch of things like these. Let's see, can I even get that so it shows good on camera? Let's see. What's the easiest way to like show one of these? Hold up. There's like a billion of them here. You bring in like a whole portfolio of them back, gosh. Easiest way of showing this. Trying to find my window capture. Or not my window capture, my video capture. There we go. It has like a bunch of them like these. Yeah. As you can see all the little holes in them. But it's been shooting like so much. There we go. Anyways, let's go make this smaller now. Bring that down. Let's see. So we can then just go and let's see, move this back down. And we're good to go. Okay, but yeah. I know, this big tacit. We're making it so much bigger on the thing. But he has like several dozen of things like those. They had a couple different ones. That's basically what he's doing right now. Yeah, he's been using a lot of guns. I forget the name of each of them. But he's been trying like at least like several different guns. Most of which he has never tried before. That was like pixelation on the screen. Yeah, some of it was pixelation because of the green screen thing. The rest were actual holes. I think it was somewhat easy to tell the distinction between it though. Should have pointed out a bit more. This is hard holding it. I have to get in like a really weird position to make it work with that camera there. Also, it doesn't help that it's hot in here. Why am I even wearing this? It's probably because the AC isn't on. That's the biggest issue here. Is like when the AC is on, it'll be like really nice. And I'll like kind of need that just to be like all nice and comfy. But then once it all goes off, it just gets like so ridiculously hot. Yeah, he's really good at shooting relative to how new he is. Like, he's never really shot much, if even at all. Wait, have you even shot prior to this? I'm not even sure. But prior to him getting here, I don't think he's ever actually really shot. And he ended up mentioning that they were pretty surprised at how good he was relative to, like, how inexperienced he is. But he's definitely been improving, that's for sure, since he's been here. But yeah, you only really get to shoot while he's in America, so... Because once he gets back to his country, yeah, he doesn't really, it's a lot harder to get a gun where he currently lives. Because you can only really get them for hunting purposes, if I'm not mistaken. Or if you're like a police officer or something similar. Like, it's way harder to get a gun where he lives. What do we get here for that for now? Hello, Steve! Welcome! Yeah, we're finally streaming a little bit right now. We'll be back at normal schedule starting the 27th or so. But I figured I'd get a stream in while my company is away for now. Shooting a bunch of targets. Let's see. I'll take that for now. He's been shooting a lot of magazines. He's been spending like several hundred on it every single time he goes. Which he mentions is actually quite a bit cheaper than when he was in Hawaii. He was going to do it while in Hawaii, but ended up not doing it. Just because it was going to be like several hundred per day. Like around 600 to almost 1,000. 600 to 1,000. But here he's been doing like more than that for like only a few hundred each time he goes. Which I still find to be a little pricey, but he enjoys it. Let's see. What do we even go for here? Go for mountain for now. You like how I laugh? I do have a interesting laugh, to say the least. Use this teaming for Explorer? I can go check it. I've still been meaning to make a few more. Let's see. I'm gonna go copy this and put it in after. I've been making up a couple teams. There's Truffle team, there's Mang team, and then there's this. I'm not sure of too many others that work really quick. Because the biggest issue is you need them to upscale. Because if you're doing difficulty 12, they you're gonna have to upscale, otherwise it's gonna be a little bit too slow. More often than not. I'll go check the team, might as well. I've been meaning to test more. Because I keep defaulting to this team just because I like the way it works. Oh, what did it take here? Do I even have alignment? No, we did not. I'm just gonna take whatever. Try for a brown there. Oh, no wonder why we had like no moves. It just shuffled. Okay, well, let's take green, get Apothecary, and win off the Devour, it looks like. Yeah, instant kills also work. There's not too many instant kill options though. There's Zugoff, there's trying to think of other instant kills that are good. There's not that many. However, all instant kills do work like Zugoff now. This might not necessarily have 100% as far as their Devour rate. Oh, let me go test this team real quick. I believe this one is a empty spot. Yes, it is. Manage team, pace team. What's this? Apothecary. Oh, it's a Zugoff team. Interesting. We can give it a shot. Let's see why not. I've been waiting until we have 20% mana start before we start using Zugoff. Because one interesting thing about Zugoff is previous to now, we've never really had a viable way of giving him mana. Because he counts as a boss, so you can't just like 50% mana him or something like that. Also, that yellow bonus that gives like 15% start or 10% to all yellows or whatever it was also can't be used because he's not yellow. And I believe the highest you could get prior was like a 10 or 15% on him or something. But now, without even going out of your way, you can get a 20% bonus on him by using the Anu thing once it's upgraded. I don't have it upgraded though, which is why I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I've been meaning to use Zugoff teams once we finally have them. One nice thing about Zugoff is we don't have to worry about immunity. The only thing that will have immunity are the 6 dooms. So I guess technically we still have to worry about immunity some. But for the most part, we don't have much immunity that we'll need to deal with. We can just simply click it out, go and spam them down, and go from there. Also, I should probably be using them in a way where we keep the first slot alive, so we can just go and kill it off of the skull spam there. But yeah, we'll need to mess around with them a lot more once we have 20%. I think we're still a little bit away from that. I believe we need 2 more legendary. It's either 1 more legendary or 2 more legendary is what we need until we can actually do it. Also, what on earth happened to that glitch screen right there? But how many more legendaries do we need until we can use Zugoff? 1 more. Come on, we just need 1 more legend. 1 more token of Anu will give us a 20% mana start. Now I can go test that with this. Also, what we really need is 2 epics and 1 legend. So that we can go 8 attack with 20% mana start. That would be good for both the Iron Gut team and the Zugoff team. Actually, we could theoretically even combine them together into some kind of team once we do that. But, yeah, I like this team. We could use it for now. It works. I still feel like I'd want to do a Zugoff plus Iron Gut team. But, I'll probably wait until we get to 20% before we start messing with that. Which we're pretty close to. All we have to do is get 1 single legendary token and we got it. Which we are very close to. Okay, I'm just going to leave the first slot alive. We should probably always be doing that with this team. Just so we have a way to kill right into it. So we leave that alive. Let the skull spam the first one. Doesn't matter if he pokes us, because we can just keep summoning back to first slots. We'll take that for now. Getting Zugoff rolling. Get our full mana. Kill him on last slots. And it should be good to go. Feels nice not having to worry about if they have immunity or not. No, we still have to worry about dooms, but those will be really obvious if they're there or not. I guess we'll try it on the harder battles. It shouldn't mess up. It has enough backups. The only real bad thing is if we lose Zugoff. But the Iron Gut team was the same way. The only problem is Zugoff does not gain more stats as he kills, whereas Iron Gut does. But the nice benefit of this is we have a 100% chance to start killing, whereas Iron Gut does not. Of course, he gains more as he has higher attack, but his initial Devour rates are quite a bit slower. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this pans out in other similar Zugoff teams once we have the 20%. That was the main thing I was waiting on, but it's actually pretty good even without the 20%. Expecting to need it to go a little bit quicker, but actually not going to be that big a deal if you do or don't have it. More so, the 8 attack is almost doing more work than the 20% would. So currently we only have 6 attack, but the same difference. And hopefully we get those tokens that we need. That'd be amazing if we get a legendary and a double epic. Those are like the main ones I need right now. Well, obviously mythics as well. Really, any high rarity tokens would be greatly appreciated. But those are what we need for builds right now. Is a legend and 2 epics. Very unlikely we'd get exactly that. Also, it feels forever since I got a mythic one. Hopefully we get one of those soon too. I don't even have a +1 magic bonus yet, let alone a +4. So even once I have +1, I won't be using it until I have a +4. So that won't really make much of a difference if we do get it initially, but at least it's one step closer to a mythic token. So even once we start getting them, I'm going to be holding on to them initially, because obviously we'd want to use them for +12 magic eventually for our team. +12 magic is insanely good, particularly with infinite Truffle loop. That's the main thing that we'd likely be using it for. However, it's obviously applicable to many other things other than just that. Really, any team that has a good magic bonus, it would end up being utilized with. I'll go explode that for now, get a Zugaf, go from there. He'll do a thing. We'll go and kill him. Actually, we'll kill that directly, because he's the only threat that could actually kill us. The rest of them will just die out. Ooh. Actually, that's not too big a deal, because we just get a summon in front of him. And there we go. I'm safe. I'll go for another explosion there. I'll go and kill that out. And good to go. He doesn't really have any way of killing us. Go explode all that. Be full mana, get the blue storm back again, and he's dead off Zugaf. Oh, it took a little bit longer, still died though. And now we can take Mythic Battle. Oh, never mind, that was the Mythic Battle. I thought that was the Legendary Battle for a second because it still had the Hydra there. What was the Mythic for that battle then? I wasn't even paying attention. I guess it was Ketris? We didn't get any of the tokens we needed. Oh, come on, we got like those two again. That's not what we wanted. Oh well. Where's the next target? I guess Glacial Peaks. So we might have to deal with a lot of freeze. We could always use the immunity, but probably not gonna be a deal.